Hey, how's it going? Cool.
All right, why don't we begin, since it's been a week since we created them? Why don't we just go through and reintroduce our characters, and then we will put y'all on the road together.
Cool.
So we want to start with, it kind of makes sense, I think, since Lone Sparrow is working as a bodyguard, maybe to have Pale Orchid and Plum Blossom first, and then Lone Sparrow.
All right.
I love that your name is Plum Blossom, by the way. I totally forgot.
My name is Plum Blossom Illuminated by the Full Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Plum Blossom Illuminated by the Full Moon is a courtesan, is related to the emperor, the previous emperor who disappeared. And I think we decided that that emperor is under the alias of the Golden Dragon, this mysterious, legendary, like Wulin hero that people don't even think exists for the most part. And I'm somehow connected to that legacy, but we decided that I'm just gonna be a kick-ass courtesan instead. So I travel around, displaying the passionate arts, making connections, also carrying just like a giant, like sword. Like I think we described it as like Cloud's Buster sword almost. Like it is wide. It is wide and big. Plum Blossom is wearing like silks and robes. Like has this really nice, elaborate hairpin that he always wears. He keeps bangs out of his eyes. Kind of just like a if I said like a Twink Plus build, if that would be evocative, that's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Twink
All now I
Plus.
can think of is that there's a Twink upgrade package somewhere that someone upcharges you for.
Incredible. Yeah.
Wait till you see what this Twink comes
Is that
with.
a new programming language, Twink Plus.
Xander, you can't share the gay agenda. We talked about this off mic.
That also reminds me, why don't we go ahead, because we are going to be dealing with queer issues, and to help keep all that straight, why don't you go ahead and put your character's pronouns?
Yes.
I put mine, like you see how I put mine, like, in the, why the fuck, dude?
Do we
I
want,
must have erased it.
do you want
I don't know why mine
character or
says
player
Mike.
or
Mike is my
both?
dad.
Like, how do you want to do this?
As far as I'm aware, player-wise, do we all use he, or is there a...
I'm he, him.
So hold on, I'll
Okay, I think the character stuff,
Okay.
just to help talk, because the thing is, we are using names that are not not ones we're used to, so I don't necessarily look at Plum Blossom and think, oh, is that a dude or a woman? Like, or is it?
Yeah, I hadn't
player
even
or
considered it
along those lines?
until you mentioned it, but I think it makes sense for Plum. No, I don't want to go like just because Plum Blossom is androgynous that he uses they them. I don't want to like just do that.
Plum
I have
Blossom's
envisioned.
pronouns are Plum Blossom.
I think that'll be the notation I use, so brackets for that. So yeah, I think Plum Blossom is he him.
Okay. What's funny is in Persona 4, there's a character that shows up that's
Oh god.
a young detective, and it's a very clear, like, just because of the voice actor, you're like, oh, this is clearly a female character. Who? Well,
Yeah.
it's a trans. The thing is, I don't know whether it falls into the
No,
trans.
it's
The
It
nature of
should've.
it, because it's a little.
it's
Yeah, it's a little more complicated because it's like doing it. The character's doing it to be taken seriously.
It wasn't done
I don't-
well.
At least as of
With
yet.
whatever they were trying to do,
Yeah.
it didn't go well.
the
We can all agree on
Yeah.
that. But anyway,
no the ideal with that was not to be a full transition character as stated by like the later guidebooks. It was just to be taken seriously in the element.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't quite sure. But the moment I heard the voice actor, I'm like, okay, this is clearly maybe a trans character, but it came out a while ago.
It's the
so
same
who
way that,
knows?
like, but everybody kind of ignores that in the same way that kanji isn't gay. It's
But
just...
It's so weird because they hit you in the face.
and Troy Baker
a
even
lot.
said, like, yeah, when they were directing like my voice lines and everything, they told me he was gay.
Well, the thing was, because the idea isn't that he's hiding gay, it's the fact that his sin is repression, and that's just part of the whole thing. It's the most clear way they could get that across.
Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, good call. Pronouns. Thank you.
Yeah, like I said, I just finished the detective's palace or dungeon. But anyway, yeah. So the pronouns are on there, so we know. Yeah, Pale Orchid is a she. Plum Blossom's he. All right. Pale Orchid.
Hello. So Pale Awkward.
That was awkward.
Used to be not that prolific, but was in a high up family within the Heavenly Sword Alliance. She was while doing that, she was also brought up as a priest. Her life was split between that kind of thing, and she even she was almost a caretaker of people in the Heavenly Sword Alliance. Like, they would come to her, ask for blessings and things like that, and she would help them through. She had you said uncle, right?
Did you want to go with uncle, or do you want to change it? Okay.
Her uncle, who owned the sword that she currently has, he was very prolific, and he was a great swordsman. But eventually, he was corrupted by insert anything here, and it got so far that the honor and training of being a swordsman became ferocity and just utterly just crushing the enemy underfoot, just being superior in every way. Eventually another member of my family stopped them. Nobody knows quite what happened to either of them, only that we have the sword. My character, for reasons unknown, I'm sure we'll discover, now has the sword and ran away with it. And she's currently living her life not pretending not to be who she was. This is probably an assumed name, I think, actually.
Oh my gosh. You know how fake.
And she's just acting as sort of a peddling priest. So basically, she'll go from place to place and yo, I will.
Or did you used to play in a different room?
That explains it.
I used to play in my downstairs bedroom, but my brother had knee surgery, so he lives in there now. And I can't get signal upstairs. And since another room currently has its floor ripped out, I'm in the kitchen while everybody else is attempting to watch/mock a Robin Williams documentary in the next room, apparently.
Why are they mocking the Robin Williams?
Because he mocks everything.
I saw that.
My mom cried during that. Anyway.
It was good. I mean, there's definitely a much deeper story to tell about him, and you got a feeling for that in the Marin interview quite a bit, but it's still good.
Peddling priestess. Okay.
Yeah. Just she'll go from place to place and just be like, yo, I will cure your curse for whatever the currency is in this setting.
Oh, talent? Or no, that's what is currency?
Will cure curses for food.
Let's see.
And she sells charms and trinkets and things like that. The things that people assume will help, but probably don't.
Good lord, you think it'd be easier to find out what the currency is?
I control F for currency and didn't find it. I don't know if the book names a currency.
I don't think the book even has a buy list of objects anywhere. I don't think this game has currency.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we're just
the nature of the game means it's not terribly important.
I mean, we could just
What?
gold. What was gold a standard in China?
History of Chinese currency. Okay, so this actually would take place around 200 or 300 AD.
Copper coin, maybe, huh?
Yeah. Yes, I see. Copper coin. I'm trying to think what the name of it was. Salaries were paid in stones of grain during the dynasty in Han.
Wen. W-E-N. Oh wait, no. That's Qing. That's Qing. That was wrong.
This is around the Han Dynasty, right?
The thing is, there were technically like 3 Han dynasties: the Western and the Eastern, which is in like 300 AD, and then there's the one in like 11 to 1200.
Ancient Chinese currency.
Literal meaning square hold money, or literal meaning copper money. I mean, like the English word cash, meaning tangible currency, is an older and unrelated word. I mean, like, cash, honestly, might be the closest English thing.
Or coins.
Yeah, coins. I like coin.
just straight up gold.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. To be honest, when we talk about currency, it will probably be gold. Like this isn't a game that wants you to deal with like lists of items. And
thank God.
It's basically just will do X for living, I guess.
Yeah.
She's very. Hold on, what's the word?
Mercenary?
No, hold on. She's very benevolent. She needs to help out people with curses and stuff.
That's nice.
It's the right thing to do. Also, money.
Yeah. I have money. How much money? I have 15 money. All right. Holy shit.
Yeah, this is just going to continue happening.
I don't. Is it possible for you to turn? I know that there's.
I don't.
Certain ways you can. No, you can change
Attenuation.
the. Yeah, so that basically it'll only catch stuff that's closer and louder.
Unfortunately, the entire first floor is open concept, so sound between you and everything else.
Could you maybe try push to talk, maybe, or?
Yeah, that'll probably be best.
Yeah. I always forget about it, but I'll turn it on.
All right.
Actually,
We will
Learn
remind
to
you.
remember. It's It's like I put on headphones because it was catching a little bit, but my Yeti microphone is pretty good about just catching my voice and not catching what's coming from the computer.
Okay, am I
But that's
broadcasting
also
now?
a fancy
Yes.
microphone. Yep.
Great.
All right, and then if Oren, if you want to go ahead and introduce Lone Sparrow.
Basically, I have been hired to be your bodyguard for various reasons. Whatever you've decided you need protection. Lone Sparrow is young, he's fast, he's out to prove himself to the world and a bunch of people who aren't here right now. But he's going to do all of those things and more.
for the low price of 5 coin.
Do I have 6 coin? 7 coin? How much is a coin worth? Shut up,
It has
kid.
a sign: "Is fastest man alive." Prove me wrong. We'll bet on it.
Okay, so do we want to have? It would make sense that. So Lone Sparrow, who are you bodyguarding? Was it Plum Blossom or Pale Orchid?
Plum probably makes more sense if the other one is like roving from town to town, like doing things for food.
Yeah, well, particularly because Plum Blossom's got the hereditary ties to.
Well, Hereditary, but not like social, I would say. Like Plum Blossom, I should say, like I have it as advantage where my true identity is disguised.
You have money.
I have, but I am in the aristocracy, right? Like I think, like I was young enough when the old emperor was imposed that people can't just like recognize me on sight now that I'm in my mid 20s or whatever.
Well, it's actually been I think if you read through it, it seems like it's actually been a couple
Oh,
generations.
okay.
However, the Han Dynasty, there's still loyalists that are waiting for them to return, or not the Han, but the
Yeah.
yeah, they're the previous dynasty. Oh wait, there's seals. Are a oh yeah Han. No, it's correct. The Han loyalists are still searching for the seals. They're still trying to get someone to prove the mandate of heaven so that the current emperor can be overthrown.
Okay, so like the Golden Dragon probably, not for sure, probably isn't the original emperor, but might be. But in either case, it's been a few generations.
Well, the thing is one of the things that if the Golden Dragon
We can figure those details out later.
oh no, they believe the Golden Dragon might be because the current emperor of the Jin dynasty has disappeared. Some believe he's dead. Other rumors, because he used to be a Wulin hero back in the day when he was young, before he took over as emperor. Before his father abdicated. So
that emperor who disappeared, I wanted to be like his son or his direct descendant.
Oh, so you might. Okay,
oh, did I conflate two people by accident?
No, that's actually fine. If you are like an illegitimate
like
son, or
he had lots of wives. I was like the favored son, but maybe not the firstborn.
Okay, so possibly a favorite son of
favorite son of the missing emperor.
Okay, cool. And so enough money would have been put aside.
And also, like, I'm a fucking good at my job, and like I work in the aristocracy. Like I travel. I have the luxury of travel, not the need to travel.
Okay.
So, for me to pay for the bodyguard.
Yeah. So it makes sense that if Lone Sparrow, how long do you two want to have been together? Plum Blossom and Lone Sparrow.
I'm willing to take it as far as you want to go.
Well, I would say, Oren, what are your ideas on that?
Since birth.
Remember the push to talk.
No.
Oren?
Pushing.
Pushing and hoping and loving and dreaming.
Lone Sparrow ran too fast.
Oren, if you're talking, you're muted or need to push to talk.
Well.
Sorry, I was trying to put a wall between me and everything else.
No worries.
Good job.
I built a wall.
Were you able to hear where your headphones off?
Headphones were off.
Okay, we're just wondering.
Oh, okay.
So, like, we determined I'm the one who hired you. How long do you think we've known each other? Because I'm willing to take it as far as you want to go. I think any sort of range is interesting.
Honestly, we've probably only been together maybe a couple months at max.
Okay, yeah.
Is there a reason for you hiring a bodyguard now of all times?
No, I think I just always travel in, like, a group. Like, I imagine we're like, I don't know if it's just literally just the three of us on the road. Like, we're probably with some kind of caravan.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things that's fairly common with the Wulin to travel, like, in small groups. It would also make sense maybe if Plum Blossom and Pale Orchid already know each other.
Yeah.
Or possibly Lone Sparrow and Pale Orchid, but it would make more sense to be traveling along with her if it's...
I really like the
Pale
idea of, since Pale Orchid and I both travel, that we just keep running into each other, and then at a certain point we're like, might as well.
It could have been as simple as the fact that the reason I started bodyguarding them at that point was that was the point at which my last contract was up. I can only take one at a time, so if at that point it's like, okay, my contract's up, if you're willing to buy out my contract for X amount of months or whatever, and we'll just negotiate at that point, then that'd be a reason we just start.
Give me a second. I'm gonna see if the fight's about to happen next side.
Do we need to wait? Is this something you need?
Okay. I'm gonna take a picture of this just to send it to you. It's fucking weird.
Please tell me there's a clown there as well.
But I like the idea, Orton, of just like, we've barely been on the road together, and for you right now, it's still purely a business venture.
Yeah. Sorry, it's less interesting now. One of them, there was a girl literally standing at a window screaming at someone inside.
Anyway.
Okay. So, Jesus fuck. I don't think it doesn't look like it's picking up now, but it's out there. So, the three of you have been traveling for a little bit. It's been about 3 weeks since Gallant Eagle declared that he was going to, in a year, step down from being head of the Eagle Talons. And one of the reasons you might have been there, Pale Orchid, was to Plum Blossom, partly to see if maybe your father. Are you aware that you're aware that's your father? Just keeping it secret. Okay. Possibly to see if your father might have been there in disguise. And it's possible. I mean, if he was one of the 100 Ghosts faction, they wear masks, so it's a little hard to tell. But if he was somewhere else, he could have been in disguise, because one of the things going back into Wulin, people who are in Wulin live a lot longer, and often look a lot younger. So it could be a weird thing where he now looks younger than he was last time you saw him. So it's one of those weird things. And you ended up running into Pale Orchid on the road. For Pale Orchid, we'll flash back at some point once we know the system a little bit more, so we can play with it, with you actually stealing the sword. So you basically snuck into Sword Hell. You escaped with the sword, and you have been on the road, running into this old friend of yours. And you are all headed towards Magnificent Inc., City of Scholars. And there may be there might be some good reasons for you to maybe find out more about the sword. Could be a good reason for you also to want to go there. Could be to find out maybe more about the family, or if you have other people there, or maybe are you just going along because you just want to go someplace and it's better to go with a friend?
I think I'm just exploring like the land, trying to find like even hints of like purification and things like that. It could be that
Magnificent Inc. would actually be good to go, because it's a city of scholars.
I was going to say, if I've heard things there that are good, I could be trying that.
Okay. So yeah, and then the thing is, Magnificent Inc. is... I don't think we really said that necessarily that's where you live, Plum Blossom, but that's basically where you're sort of based.
Yeah, like, it's the city I probably spend the most time in, just due to, like, it caters to high society in a lot of ways. I left the palace, like, that's where my still. So, it's the central city. Like, I think I do a trip to a city, trip back to Ink. Trip to a city, trip back to Ink.
Okay. Okay, so you are on your way back. There's sort of a small town in between here and there. I'm going to see if there's a Chinese town name generator. East Asian town name generator. That sounds close enough. Delgon. Delgon's a small town. It's got an inn that's relatively well known. It's on a lake. It's actually not a bad place to sort of stop along the way. And you've been traveling for a couple weeks away from the announcement, which has its own sort of fairly large implications. Make a note here. And the city of Dogon, as you are passing by it, as you're sort of going through, you see that there are a couple. Like there's almost a glow coming between like the forest and such. And I am about to move us all to another page.
Oh god, there's fairies in this game. evil fairies.
Whoosh.
Yeah, you see like glow of some flames and such coming from it. So if you look, and actually, I should probably flip that upside down. That picture upside down towards the bottom. There's a picture and then a very small map.
Oh, Westlake and
Yep.
the bar looking area?
Yeah. Imagine the Westlake is flipped upside down.
What?
No, just that you're looking across the you're looking across the thing from it, so you're seeing where the thing is. Here, actually, in a moment, I'll be able to switch that.
Noise.
And we lost Orin, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, just a second.
Oh!
Hey.
Hello, welcome back.
Hello.
Hello.
So, let me do this. So on your way there, you see a cross. I'm actually going to go ahead and flip that upside down to make it look a little more correct. Not quite. Nope. Anyway, just imagine it's the other way around. Because I want to show you some stuff as far as how some of the things work before we get into sort of first battle and get a chance to try out those mechanics. So on the way there, you're on basically the side of the lake that we're looking at the view from. And as you look there, you see there's some fires on some of the building. You hear some screaming, and then you hear coming across the water some laughter from the inn that you can see across, because like the inn actually has a portion of it that's open to the lake that goes through. And even at this distance, you can kind of recognize, like, the flag of the city has been torn down and put up with a Black Lotus flag. Black Lotus is one of the unorthodox sects of the Wulin. The weird thing is like, the Black Lotus tends to work in... They tend to kind of work in the shadows. They're not normally ones who would, like, take over a town. They're like the Vile Rain Cult, and some of the other ones might. You don't know if perhaps Gallant Eagle announcing his retirement has made them a little more headstrong, or if perhaps they've got someone sort of young and stupid and drunk on their own power that's come through, because they'll definitely sort of victimize portions of a town, but this seems a bit odd. So as you're looking across, you can kind of, you hear some screams, you see some people running, and along that bridge you see a number of people kind of fleeing. You are on the opposite side of the lake. What do you wish to do?
Is there any route that gets us where we're going that doesn't pass through this area?
If you wish to go somewhere else, you could just kind of keep going by, but this is a good place to stop for the evening.
Are we on a cart or anything?
Probably a lot of Wuxia films, they have them sort of walking across the country.
Okay, because I was going to say,
Not dealing with
if we're on
cars and such.
If we're on a cart, then I'd love to gallantly jump off it, but if not, that's fine. Without even saying a word, Pale Orchid is running towards the screaming.
I think Plum sighs and turns to Lone Sparrow. Well, no journey is a journey without having some dirt to clean up once you're home. Shall we?
The contract says I follow you, so wherever you're going.
I'll give
Okay,
you.
so did-
I'll give you a bonus. Yeah, and then we just run. And like, are we running at the lake? Like, we're on the
Yeah,
opposite side of
so-
the lake. Let's just like run across the lake, right? We're like jumping across the lake.
That's exactly why I put the difficulties there. Because I wanted to show you that badass thing where it's like, no, you could go across. By the way, do you have pictures of your? Because you can create a token. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pale Orchid's got one up.
I sent one
Oh,
to the
that's cool.
Discord.
Oh, I think I made
Oh.
you all GMs of this, didn't I?
Okay, so
Because I think you can actually put it onto your character sheet.
okay, Plum Blossom, character sheet, edit.
And,
Avatar. Avatar, is that the field?
yeah. Because what happens if you just sort of? I think if you just pull it from. Nope.
Yeah.
Did
I
I-
think save changes and then.
Yeah. So Xander, I might see if you can actually pull yours
I did it.
out.
Why am I so tiny?
Expand it.
I can't see the expand buttons.
Oh, if you just here, I can make it bigger.
Okay.
How do you drag?
There we go. Oh, I got really big.
Wait. Let me. And then you can go. Show nameplate. But
Oh, so good. Love that wide name.
I kind of like this, even though it might be unnecessarily pretty.
Oh,
You wanna use
fuck
that- you can use
yes.
that for now.
God damn.
Hi, I'm your very pretty and broody bodyguard.
Do you have a sword?
I'll be in the
Well,
corner.
no,
making
this is
people
why you
crazy.
have a complicated love life, because you're so fucking pretty.
I just like the big flowy coat and the metal arm
Oh,
guards.
it's like that costume and like I love the arm guards. Fuck. And like the hair, the ponytail holder. God, ponytail holder. It's like-
Yes, we'll go with this for right now, until I find another guy.
A little bit smaller. And I think,
no idea.
Xander, are you able to pull yours out as a? Because I thought you could just grab and pull
No.
from the.
That's what I did.
Let me do that. Are you inside your character sheet right now?
Not anymore. I'll just.
I'm gonna hit edit because I think. Oh, default token. Okay, do you still have that picture handy?
I do, yes.
Drop it in where it says hit edit, and then drop it in where it says default token.
Okay. Pale Orchid, edit. Where's default token?
So when you hit edit, you've got your picture showing up, and then underneath it, there's a little box. When you hit edit,
Yes.
there's a little box that says default token.
Oh god, my fucking. No, not for me.
Not for. Let me try something.
Here, I just got you onto the map, dude. I just dragged you on there.
How?
Oh,
What?
Did you?
Dragged your name onto the thing.
Oh shit! Yeah. that-
Also, you might want to change Pale Orchid something to Pale Orchid, if that's your whole name.
No, something's alright. I'll change it. Yeah.
Wait, are you of the Hampton something?
Also, yeah, I want. Ah, Pale Orchid, looking cool. Good hair, good hair.
I'll change
A
that
little
to be
bit
something more close up.
Smaller. And then Oren, or let me know if you want us to put it on there. I don't know if you're on a laptop and that's a little harder to do.
Yeah, I'm on a laptop, so it's a little harder to do.
Yeah, let me open original. We'll open in another thing. Save images. That one. Okay.
The problem is finding Wuxia people who aren't, like, overly pretty.
You don't want to be pretty?
They're just, like, overly clean for my taste.
Are you so like I imagined Lone Sparrow's like a younger the guy from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, the like bandit guy, like a younger him. It was kind of the look I had imagined.
I'm not exactly sure what that looks like, but that's
Okay.
probably about correct.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, bandit dude.
Bandit dude.
Oh, I got picture. I got it.
Oh wait, did I pull?
I'm not getting a costume. Okay, here we go. No, I wanted a link. Show me the image.
How did you pull?
Grabbed it by the name, not the picture.
Oh, god damn it! It makes a lot of sense to grab it by the
Yeah.
picture. There,
Yep.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah, in Discord, I put a guy who's older than Sparrow, but the look I imagined.
Yeah, like he'd look a lot younger, but I kind of like the jangly, kind of thrown together clothing.
Yeah, I figured your look was super thrown together, like cobbled costume thing.
But I suppose if we're gonna do like clean wuxia lines, then I like the weird stylized long coat with arm
Oh,
guards.
I love it so
The
much.
coat is so nice.
Like I say, if you want to change it, feel free. But I think for today this will work.
I'm gonna have
So-
to find a drawing instead of a real person because I need to get fuck as well.
Well, I was trying to find a real person, but I couldn't find a real boy pretty enough to be Plumblossom.
One of my old players had a Pinterest board that I followed that had a ton of like drawings like you guys have of Wuxia heroes.
Dope. All right, so time to jump across some water.
Yep. So the way that it works. So all of you have the Wulin R4 button at the bottom.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So that's. And Oren, you got that?
Wulin R4.
Yeah.
That's like a macro.
If you don't, let me pull it back out for you. I'm gonna move a character sheet up to just underneath yours.
All right.
If you open it up and then go to attributes and abilities, and just click show and macro bar for R4.
Got it.
Okay, so essentially, until you go up a rank, that's the only button you need. Because you always roll the same amount of dice. Now, if you ever, for some reason, like when you do Chi Aura and such, you might roll like 2d10. I would just type in chat. It works that way pretty well. But, so for this, because there's two things you can do while you are using your dice. So the first thing, if all three of you want to go ahead and hit that.
Hit Wulin R4.
Yep.
Boop.
So you all roll 7
Did I
dice.
just interesting times immediately off the bat?
Actually... Oh, wait, were you the one? Yeah, actually, two of you possibly did that. So, well, it depends. Actually, it depends. So you can do one of two things at this point. Or three things. You would put at least one forward or a set forward. They all understand that, like, your 2 10s is 2 zeros, so 20. The 2 7s there are 27. 2 9s are 29, stuff like that. So, you could put one forward to be your initiative. Which basically, we can all just assume you're putting a single one because initiative isn't important right now. Because you're not in a direct combat. The second thing you can do... Now, one thing I want to do that the regular game kind of doesn't do. I think if you can kind of roll high enough, you can actually go through multiple zones at a time. And actually, for right now, let's go ahead and basically the 30 will get you to the bridge, and the other 30 will get you across to the West Lake. But what you can do is you would put forward at least 2 dice, and then you would add with Lightfoot, it's your footwork.
And we would add
And-
the footwork to the set that we choose to count for the roll.
Yeah, so the thing is, what you can do is if you have another set, or if the thing is, you could just use, say, let's say you wanted to use 1/8. Let's say you had enough to reach the middle on 1/8. Because you had, it would bring you up above 30. you could put that forward and then throw like another set into your river. So your river, I gave you a slot for. You have 2 slots where essentially you can save dice. It's a place for you. Oops, let me make a difference. On the player 1, which is going to be not Lone Sparrow. Player 1 will be Pale Orchid. You got the river, and there's like 2 slots next to it. You can put dice in there, but the dice you put in have to be either both parts of a set or one of a set.
Okay.
Like you can't take a low number, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you can't take a low number, but what that means is, now you could, like, let's say you had 2 sets and you didn't have to use them, you could put 1 of each. You could do that if you want.
Oh, sure.
What happens is it lets you bank dice to use on further rolls in the same scene. And this scene will go through the whole, like, getting there, whatever you do while it's there, and then, like, the fight or whatever. It will all consider it a single scene. So it can often be very useful, like, if you've got something where you know it can be good to have some extra dice in hand, you do something sort of before that, like when you see someone like meditating or something, they might be putting some stuff in to get their breath back, but the biggest thing is they're filling their river.
Okay.
So, for example, like one of the things with the because in interesting times, if you put that, you could save that for later and then possibly have a higher one. With interesting times, like a kick ass one with interesting times a little bit later. So when do you get
interesting times? Sorry.
So interesting times, if you ever use a set of zeros.
Okay. Oh, so is double 10 zeros?
Yeah. So if you ever use those, you get interesting. I'll offer you interesting times, which means essentially you get a little something extra happens.
Okay.
To make things a little more complicated, but if you take it, you get some jaws. Oh, I will explain once Oren's back.
Yes. Okay, so. Okay, and so what was the difficulties you said? So difficulty 10 would get you to the bridge.
Well, the 30 gets you actually. Ignore the difficulty 10.
Okay.
Basically, it's 30 to the bridge and then 30 to the other side.
So I'd have to double check. Okay, so how? So because I only have one double 10, which is double 10, the rest are just singles. How would I?
What? Oh, the other thing too, and once Colton's back, because I do want to make sure Colton knows this.
Oren, yeah.
It says drop. Oh, Oren, sorry. What is your footwork?
My footwork. 10.
Okay. So yeah, what you're probably going to want to do, because the thing is, if you put like the 7 forward, you'd have 17. Oh, actually, no, you could do that.
Wait, do we get? I think you got your 10 from 5 from your weapon. Does that count for this?
For you have
for a weapon bonus.
Yes. So,
there's a weapon bonus.
Yeah.
Because fists.
Because fists.
Oh yeah, if fists give you.
So
well, in this case, because and you're basically using your sword to get across.
Or even
what? Hell yeah!
But no, in Hero, that's literally what happens. They're using their swords or their palms to essentially like pop out.
Yeah, because fists give you a bonus to footwork, and I have a base bonus of 5 because that's because 8 legends, I think. Yeah. So that would be 10 footwork. So, what were you saying that I could do?
Oh, sorry. The other thing you can do is you can spend chi.
Yes.
And you can spend up to 2 points of chi for this. You can spend, I think, 2 per round is what you can spend in general. That gives you a +5.
Okay, so if I use my 17, sorry, my 6, let's go with 16. So if I use 16 plus my footwork, which is 26, and then 2 chi to get a +5.
Well, yeah. So yeah, you would use 1 chi for a +5.
Okay.
But unarmed gives you a bonus to
Yes.
So yeah, basically you would be able to then hit it with your palm to give you a +5 to get a little bit over. So you could take the 10 footwork, using the palm to basically slap the water on the way there to help give you that extra push.
Yeah.
And then not have to spend chi. That gets you to the bridge.
Okay. No.
And that gets you to the bridge just using the 7.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So hold on, let me put. So I put the 2 10s on the river. I'm guessing. River 10 10. Okay. Do I have to put the other dice anywhere? Or you just
No, so the other ones either go away, or if you don't put them into your river.
okay. But I can't put singles on the river, right?
They have to come from a set.
Okay, no.
But also remember, if you put them in now, you can use them later.
Okay, but yeah, I can't put any of those singles in because they're not upset.
Yeah. So what I would suggest for you, if you use the 7, plus you have 15 from the unarmed, and actually you could use your sword because your sword counts as unarmed.
Yes.
And in Hero, that's exactly what they do. Like they're using their swords or they're hitting the palm to keep up on top of the water.
Right! Yeah, now I remember the scene you're talking about. Fuck, so cool.
Yeah, so that completely goes with the whole genre. So you take that 17, that gives you a +15, which makes it 32, which means you then reach the bridge in the middle.
Cool.
I'm gonna pee real quick, and then be back. And Colton, or rather, Plum Blossom, are you able to make it to the one in the middle?
Easy. I saved my 2 9s, and then those 2 7s are 27. I have 15 footwork.
Okay, so yeah, you also, if you want to move yourself to the bridge,
Right. Then yeah, I'll if you're into the bathroom, I'll refill on water or something.
okay, sounds good.
Cool.
To the bridge.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. How's it going?
Cool. I'm a bit tired. How are you guys?
I'm okay. Extremely unproductive at work today. It happens. Throwing a surprise party for a coworker tomorrow for upcoming wedding, so that'll be fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Hey, Oren.
Oren!
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Is your internet being the biggest bitch?
Pretty much.
And I'm back.
Cool, and Oren's back too.
Cool. Yeah, so one thing I was mentioning, Oren, I think while you were out, anytime you're using like Lightfoot, essentially, like the thing that would let you kind of go across the water, or just moving like cool ass wuxia motherfuckers, you can spend up to the amount you can spend per turn in chi, which is 2. Like you can spend like 2 a round. You can spend up to 2 points of chi to give you +5 for each point you spend to add to the total.
All right then.
And you recover. Like nobody has elemental chi. I think you actually recover 1 chi each round. And you can breathe to recover. You can use like your breathe to recover more.
All right. So All right. Orin just crosses immediately there.
Wait, what's your total?
Like I still have to pick a number, I think. So what do you add? You add.
So one of those, like, and probably a single one would become your initiative because there's no reason to use a set.
Yeah.
One of the sets would become what you use to get across.
The problem is the only set I have is is the set of 10s.
You have 2 1.
No, you have a set of 1s.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
So you could save the set of 10s for more interesting times.
Yeah.
Once you're on the other side, because this will all count as one set.
You only need a base dice of 10 because you have 20 fucking footwork.
So much footwork.
But if you use the 1s, you have 21 plus you have 20 footwork.
Yeah.
So 41. You wouldn't be able to get all the way across the lake now, but you'd be able to get to the middle, and then the next turn.
No, he has that ability.
I can cross multiple scenes at once if I just add another set. Basically, instead of pausing between basically movements, I can choose to spend more dice to just take the movement challenge now, and just keep moving at an escalated difficulty.
I thought that was just if you had a higher. After traveling to. Oh, okay.
Flight of a Golden.
One difficulty step higher to reach. Oh, if the result is still high enough, so you're not setting a different one. So in that case, it would go from 30 to 40.
Which you never.
On there, so you're totally all the way across. And right now, ignore the difficulty 10. That's more if you're in the lake to pop into it.
Yeah.
That's 30 to the thing. So it would be if you have a total of 70, you can get all the way across to the inn in a single round.
I don't think I have that much, but
Yeah, because you'd have the highest right now 21 plus your 20, so 41. Plus you could get 51 by spending 2.
Chi.
Yeah, by 2 chi would get you that far.
yeah. Let's just say I'll keep up with everybody else for right now and not. Okay, so
Yeah, or at the very least, you're the first one to arrive in the middle.
okay, so I put the 10s in river then, or do we just hold on to them for right now?
Yeah, so what you want to do is put those in the river. Now, what you're able to do is like basically you can wash, you can float into the river, you can flood. So each turn, like when you make the roll, you can go, okay, I'm going to get rid of these ones, then I'm going to put stuff into the river, then if you end up using them for an effect. So you can't use one for an effect and then decide to put some in the river. But you can go, oh, I'd rather have those 9s than those 0s or 1s. Or, because interesting times, you're like, oh, I would rather have those. Because those are cool and interesting.
So you can't, so like, say next round, I can't use my 9s and then fill something in there.
No, you could, yeah, you could actually. Because you can use them. Because, yeah, it goes, you can just get rid of them, or they go away. Mm-hmm. Then you can actually... Oh, no, I'm sorry. You are correct. Yeah, so you could get rid of them and then dump something else in, but you can't use them, then throw something else in on top of it. It's just at the very beginning of a round is when you're able to... You can get rid of them. You can make a roll and go, well, fuck it. I'm going to get rid of my 3s. I'm going to put in 2 8s. Or something. But you can't go, oh, I'm going to use those 3s to get across, then I'm going to put in the 8s. So
Yeah.
It's discard... put into the river, and then you can put it into a roll or flood for effect. And flood just means you're spending a die to do X. The most common thing, like for those, you'll have internal martial arts that may let you flood to do something. The most common one is just about every weapon type lets you like flood a die to do something. Like swords, the most common, lets you flood a die when you make the attack. If you do and cause a rippling chi, the chi aura costs more. Basically, their resistance will cost more than it would normally. With like the flexible, you can hit somebody in an adjacent zone. Yeah. So, and zones are, if we're all familiar with how zones work. I mean, just they're very simple. I mean, it's just they don't break them into spaces. It's just like the way it's got now. You'll see I've got 3 zones inside the inn. The basic inn, and I've got the little bit up on the top part that is essentially like the balcony that overlooks the lake. And then you've got an upstairs, like where Tiger Shark is. Oops, let me switch that. I'm gonna... where Tiger Shark is right now. He's up on the balcony. There are. Yeah, I think. Make a slight change here. Some of the bars have been affected from previously. So. Yeah, so basically, if you move between zones, it's something, when you first make a roll, like, everything you're doing right now is during the initiative part of your phase. Like, you don't even have to roll at this point for, like, what would be the standard part of a combat phase, simply because there's no one to fight. So, like, anytime you want to move or do something, you actually make that declaration. Like, say right now, if, let's say, Lone Sparrow decided, no, fuck you, Plum Blossom, you're not going across. If his initiative was higher than yours, which is the die you put forward plus your speed, he could then go, like, I'm going to make my action roll, and if I roll high enough, I can actually put that forward to break your wave. And your wave is the total you put to move from the shore to the bridge. And if he managed to roll higher than that, he would stop you from going. That doesn't mean he could then actually still go himself if nobody stops him. So initiative can be very important. If someone is doing something, if you have initiative before then, you can stop them from doing it. But, like, for example, you could do a thing where, let's say both of you are trying to go into a different zone, and if you want to stop an opponent from doing that, you might, the description might be, okay, cool, I put these two dice forward, this set forward, and it becomes this, to stop him from going across, from doing his thing. Cool. But you can also then use the same description as, like, if your wave hasn't been broken yet, you could essentially stop someone, throw them backwards, and then use that momentum. Or you decide, like, oh, as I kick him in the face, here's this little bit that he either takes damage or he doesn't, and I use that to propel myself over and stop him from going to the next zone. Something like that.
That is a good example. I just want to put in your head that my waves cannot be broken unless their initiative is 30 higher than mine.
Fucking Christ!
Oh, yeah. You're fastest. Yeah, basically that alone is the biggest thing of how goddamn fast your character is. Because that means, like, even people, like, at a higher rank than you are going to have troubles stopping you. Like, if someone's of a higher rank, they've got a bunch of... They roll more dice, they have a higher river, they can spend more chi per round, they've got more martial arts and other stuff. They're still going to have a hard time stopping you unless they make it priority.
Jesus. Love it.
So if Colton's like, I'm going to do this thing first, like, I'm going to throw some like wine that will burn into the flame, like whiskey or something, you can do it and they'd have a hard time stopping.
Orin.
Or Orin, rather. Yeah, so, yeah, keep that in mind. You are that 30 means you are very fast. And anybody's gonna have a hard time doing it. Okay, and then if you want to make one more roll to getting across, and it'll just be the 30 across if you want to then land on the little deck. As you get to the bridge and you're just like right across the water, sounds like Pale Orchid uses her sword to kind of catch herself and propel herself to the bridge. And at this point, you can kind of see that there are a number of Black Lotus sort of sitting and drinking on the balcony, or on the kind of the balcony that overlooks the lake, and they're sort of looking your way, seeming a little bit surprised, because here are people coming across the water, which they were definitely not expecting. And you see what looks like a terrified serving girl coming with she's got basically a tray full of wine that she's bringing them, and there's a lot of loud raucous inside. You see food being eaten inside as well, and there are a couple. You see some of the Lotus that are outside in front, sort of on the porch, on the way coming in. So now, if you want to make another roll again, and remember you can flood out and switch out your rivers if you want, this will get you into the actual place.
Can we just keep preserving our river for a few rounds if we do nothing with it?
Yeah, if your river is going to last as long as the scene. Like, end of a scene, like that's why sometimes, like, throwing a curse on someone, for example, at the end of a scene, like as you're sort of leaving, maybe deciding this curse, you throw the thing because you've got stuff in your river. is definitely like a good idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my river right now. I'm just gonna roll.
So
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you can roll. You can wash out your river and then put something else in if you want to replace it.
Can
I already rolled something.
If because my river is 2 10s right now and I just rolled another 10, can I add that 10 to the other 10s?
You can't, because your river right now can only hold 2 at this range.
Oh.
Now, if you wanted to roll extra to get across, which you wouldn't need, but let's say when Orin rolls,
Let's roll.
Let's say Orin rolls high enough with what he's got in his thing that he wants to go not just to the balcony, but to actually end up smack dab in the middle of the thing, or even possibly up to the balcony, or rather up to the second level.
I mean, he got 48.
Yeah.
I've got enough dice. I think I can just declare just keep running and then just clear the entire front of the house and land on the roof or something.
Yeah. So the thing is what's the total you have? If you use your 8s, so 28 plus 48?
Yeah, something like that. I can get higher.
So yeah, if you use say 2 chi for 58, so you'd add a 30 on top of there. Oh, that would actually put you just underneath, because essentially it would get you onto that balcony, and it would be 30 if you want. Actually, 40 would put you in in the middle, basically here.
I kind of want to be there.
Yeah, 40 could put you here. If you could get it somehow up to 60, you could end up on the second floor where you're going to find the head of this small group is. But yeah, you if you want to be go past the balcony, they're sitting there and you're just you just go straight past them while those two land there, and then into the actual place itself. You can do that.
Yeah, I want that.
Okay. So yeah, you will be able to move yourself into the main floor. And everybody else, so if you want to, you can get rid of what you have in your... Oh, and let me know if you use zeros, too.
I'm going to keep these 10s, because I don't have any 10s to blow right now.
Oh, the other thing. You each get 3 Joss to start with.
Okay, what can we do with Joss? Because I never understood Josh.
So Josh can be pretty simple. You can use them kind of like, say, Benny's, for example, where you can use... you can spend a Joss to get a... an unusual occurrence, oh hey, I happen to know a person here, throw a Joss.
Okay.
Or you happen like something that would make sense for your character, a weird coincidence, you can throw a Joss for. The other thing, if you spend a chivalrous Joss, you choose you choose chivalrous or malicious. A chivalrous Joss means you get an extra die for your late. So when you roll on that turn, you get an extra die. If you spend a malicious Joss, you actually can remove a die from your opponent.
Okay.
Before or after roll?
You need to actually announce it before, so it removed for that turn they roll 1 less die.
And
the thing is, certain enemies will have their own Joss. The people you're facing today are not those.
So are our 3 starting Joss neutral, or
you get to decide what you want to do as far as, because there's a limit you can have. I think it's a total of 10 between the 2 of them.
Okay.
So you get to decide how many are malicious, how many are chivalrous. Now, when you get them besides that, you get chivalrous Joss for interesting times if you succeed. You get malicious Joss if you fail. If you fail and put those forward. The other thing is when you use one, when you get a deeds point, and we'll talk about those in a little bit. Basically, when either myself or one of you goes, "That was awesome what you did," you deserve a deed. Each of you can give out 1 deed per session.
Okay.
And what it'll do is it immediately gives you Joss equal to whatever the virtue is. If it's a good virtue, if it's one of the chivalrous virtues, it's chivalrous Joss. If it's malicious, it's malicious. And then you get the destiny you get to spend on their behalf.
Okay.
But yeah, I want to land just right in the middle of the fucking game.
Yep, you will land. Like, you go. Basically, each of those other individuals represents several people. Those are essentially mook squads. There's a bunch of people. Like, you just go straight past them and land directly in the middle, like so quickly before they even can kind of raise up a cry. You're like, shunk, tunk.
How much would I need to land on the balcony?
30. 30 will get you there.
Okay, cool. And Tiger Shark's out on the balcony, and you said there's like a serving girl out on the... Oh, no.
Tiger Shark, like and when you get in, you'll know this. You just see essentially what look to be rank thugs of the Black Lotus on the balcony. You don't see who their leader is. You know they probably have one.
Okay.
It's not clear from what's there.
I mean, I'll land on the balcony.
Tiger Shark is like inside and upstairs.
Yeah.
When he says
up on a second
when he
level.
says balcony, he means like patio.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Patio.
Yeah, patio. Yeah, so
okay. Yeah, I'll like land gracefully on the patio. I'll like take a seat in an empty chair. And like, excuse me, ma'am. Would you mind pouring me something very quick?
I think she's got like this just wide-eyed look on her. I'll say, let me know if you use zeros to get across, because that could be interesting.
And
I'm
I would
use zeros.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Did anybody use those?
I'm going to when I do my thing.
Do you want to go ahead with this, or should I do the thing I was going to do?
You can really do the thing you want to do.
So basically, like, I'll roleplay this, but can I take an action now to try to inflame courage in her? Or, like, confidence?
Oh, well, we'll do this in a second.
Okay.
This is sort of beginning. So it'll take a little.
Okay.
We'll get, like, basically you'll arrive as your turn sort of ending.
Okay, cool.
I hate to like throw another gear into the works, but I'm reading how my sheet works, and basically everybody else rolls all of their shit, and then I decide what I'm doing, and then all of my things happen faster or slower.
What?
Yeah, as like right now, it doesn't matter as much. Just because you're heading across, it'll matter when things are actually going on.
No, like
I mean, you'll still roll, but everyone else declares what they're doing first.
Yeah.
Then you get to decide.
All of my results based on everyone else's results.
Okay.
Okay.
So I will say for interesting times, they actually. So we'll do two things. I'm assuming you succeed. You have at least a 30 to get across.
I'm going to use my 2 10s from the river.
Okay.
So that's 20, right? And then I have, so 30-foot works. I'm on the thing.
If you use your two,
Yeah, I was just
three, because the thing is, if you use the zeros from the river, they're gone, and you cannot replace from the you can't use them and then place into the river.
Yes.
Because you've got 2 3s. You probably might as well use
Wait,
those
do I
right
have,
now and
I
keep the
did
zeros.
Get 2 3s?
Yeah, you have 2 3. You have a set of 3s, and then the rest of them are all individual.
Wait, hold on.
numbers.
Where the fuck am I?
Those are plums. You're reading.
Oh no! I'm sorry, those are wrong ones.
Tail has a pair of 6s
Oh yeah, you've got a pair of
and a
6s.
pair of 9s.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, so actually, if you've got multiple sets, that's actually for anybody. So, or no, actually, it would be the other ones would be when you arrive, because this is the wave you're doing right now.
Yes.
Because I'm assuming, are you going in attacking, or are you going in and all sort of talking a little bit first?
Do we know that are they obviously Lotus?
They're Black Lotus, but you also know that you don't know entirely how many are there. So the fact that you are Wulin, if they've got kind of if they don't really have a leader who's anywhere near your point, there's a very good chance they'll surrender.
And we heard screaming.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that you arrived, that you come across it, if they don't have a leader, you know that there's a pretty good chance they'll simply surrender and you can get rid of them. If they've got a leader, there might be a fight, but you don't necessarily have to. So it depends. If you want to start off by attacking them as you are coming in, you could do that. If you want to make it where you talk a little bit coming in and assess the situation, you can do that as well. But all of that happens after the roll you're doing right now.
Okay.
So basically, as we kind of go through and figure that stuff out as you're coming in, it would be the next set of rolls. Like, this is all essentially your initiative roll.
Yes.
And that's when you make your waves. And then each time a person's action comes across, they do the stuff. They say, this is what we're going to do. They put their dice into different attacks or whatever. because they've already done the thing to move.
Okay. So
remember,
I can only spend 1 set to do the thing, right?
yeah, to go across.
Okay. So if I do 29, then my 10 gets me to 39. Is there anything that pluses 1?
Well, because I think partly because we have Orin's got the specific thing that lets him go more than one, so I won't make that a standard thing because it's a special power of one of them, and partly to let Colton, if he has high enough to get higher, was part of my, or Orin rather, was part of my idea on that.
Okay.
So yeah, so we'll make it. He's got that ability, so yeah, he can move faster. You can only move one.
Okay.
Per thing unless you're Orin.
So you might as well spend your 6s, because your 26 plus your 10 will get you to 36, and then you can save those 9s.
I can't put them on the river though.
Oh,
you can, as long as you can get rid of whatever is in your river now, and then put them in. What you can't do is use the river and then fill it.
No, I want to keep my 10s for now because interesting times. I want to see what happens.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so go ahead, keep the 10s. You can use the 26 to get across. Yeah. And once you show up, actually, like, if you want to take some actions, this will actually be where, if you want to, we'll have a little bit of talk, but then if you want to use the roll to try to inspire her, we could do a thing with that as you go up. So if you want to move your tokens to where you're at.
Okay.
So the place itself, there's a little bit of blood on the floor. Some people have had the shit kicked out of them. Not enough blood that there's probably been a death. And actually, only Lone Sparrow would be in the main thing. The rest of you would be up in here.
That's where it is. Okay.
That's the patio that overlooks the thing. Yeah, I should have made that actually literally stick out, but I figured it's just like, this is the open air area.
No, it definitely works.
And Lone Sparrow just goes straight past you, and so yeah, you've got, like, there's a group that's sort of outside. Each of these represents like several people. They're essentially the way mooks and lesser legends, which Tiger Shark, which we meet in a moment, work is they don't use quite the same rules you do. They're less powerful. They always go last. They only roll at the very beginning if they're trying the minions only roll if they're trying to make a wave, they're trying to do something, like move. The other ones, like the lesser legends, can make a roll to put stuff in the river, but they don't do a lot of the other stuff. They always go last. So with all this stuff, you're going to go first, regardless. So as you pop in, there's the waitress. You see a man behind the bar. There's a few other, looks like employees, kind of around. A couple of the tables have been busted up, and you see there's a bunch of the Black Lotus around. And as you kind of pop in that quickly, a few of them look up to the balcony, and you see there's a Wulin like you. He kind of carries himself, and you can often tell at a glance kind of where someone falls unless they're trying to hide it. Because like someone who's like a rank 2 or 1, they have a lot of power. If you look, you can tell pretty quickly. This one sort of has the look of someone who's like a rank 5, which is below you, like when you were fledglings. As he kind of sees and stands up, he's like, points down towards all of you. Who are you? I am Tiger Shark of the Black Lotus. If you come as friends, drink up. If you are enemies, he's like, and the stuff he does in front of him, you're like, yeah, he's learning. You see him go to the.
Yeah, I think I hold up a hand to Lone Sparrow, like, wait a second. I turn to the waitress. I'm like, now I know it can be hard to maintain order when you have a lot of customers in the establishment, but from one person who works in service to another, might I give you some pointers on how to manage a tough crowd? And I'm like seated in a stool.
Sit.
I just like glided up and sat down. And like,
are you at a table with a bunch of the Black?
100%.
You just appeared at one of them. Just like,
exactly. I'm sitting and like I've got a cup and like while I'm talking, I like wag a finger over, like, would you mind pouring me something really quick?
Yeah, then there's this moment where she just kind of looks over and
And I give her like a very slight nod.
And if you want to do this, if you want to make a roll, like for your action, you could do that and then basically add your inspire to it.
Yeah, I'm basically just trying to like maybe not courageous, but like they're probably scared as shit, and I just want to get them to be like confident, like, all right, this will turn out okay.
Okay, so combat hasn't started quite yet, so like the order isn't hugely important. So if you want to make your roll for the action itself, so you like all the rest of the stuff was what you do before the action.
Mm-hmm.
It's the initiative. You can also put stuff if you need to want to breathe in more chi.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to like regain your chi faster, you'd spend that then. You basically put all that into your river, your any kind of actions you're attempting that are not combat oriented.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to do something, that all goes into the waves. Like the thing with you moving across, that's a wave that takes place in your turn.
Mm-hmm.
And then breathing. That's pretty much all you do in that first set of rolls. Then you get to your action, then you make a roll. So if you want to go ahead and make your roll here to then use for the inspire, because the battle's not started yet. They're going to be like once you guys start it, things will go. But
Yeah.
It's got that tension of a whole bunch of people like, oh, these people look like they maybe know what they're doing.
Yeah, cool. So 2 10s is 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. My inspire's 10.
You want to use the 10s or the 4s?
That's what I'm trying to determine. So, well, it looks like the thresholds
Tens
are.
are interesting times, which means you get a something more a little more interesting happens.
Let's get interesting.
Okay, so
So I got
That
30.
will be-
I got 30 total.
that'll be more than enough. So at this point, you like you actually see another group kind of comes from the kitchen, kind of opens up. So give yourself one chivalrous joss,
Okay.
and I think Oren, you're the only one that gets destiny for interesting times.
Yeah, we don't have that.
I don't have
Okay.
it. Oh, interesting times. Oh, he's back.
It's
Oh, he looks like he's back. Oren?
Back.
Cool.
okay. So when you say that, there's this, and then it opens up, and there's another group of minions. Now they're not in the room yet; they're outside of it. Like they'd have to move in, same as the one on the outside. But there's this moment. She's like, yeah, and she kind of pours it, hands shaking a little bit, but she actually manages to keep it fairly steady because she's looking directly at you and trying to ignore all the other people who are a little shocked.
Yeah, and I'm just giving you like a really reassuring smile, and like when I take the cup from her, I not like sensual. I cup her fingers a little bit, like thank you. Like I'm trying to convey sincerity through that touch, and then I take the cup and I drink it. And while I'm drinking it, I just use my legs. There's an empty stool next to me. I use an empty leg while I'm drinking. I like kick it up into the air and then kick it again right into someone's face.
Well, that for that one, it would sort of start the combat, but it would also you'd have to use another set for that.
Oh, could I use the set in my river?
Yeah, you could float.
Or the fours. I'll use those fours.
Okay, so what's your total? And so you're doing that at one of the groups of minions.
Yeah, just like at the group of minions, like at the people sitting at the table at me, you know? Like, I'm just like, kick it up in the air while I'm drinking, then kick it right at someone's face who's right next to me.
Be right back,
So-
grabbing a charger.
Okay.
Cool. So as we do this, we're going to go through. There's still going to be a little stun, so you all have an opportunity to do something before they can kind of come online, so to speak. So, whenever we do, I almost wait for Oren for this, just because this like once we have this down, this should make. Well, we'll put this. Go ahead and we'll explain when we get to it. So what you can do is you're using like one action to do the inspire.
I'm using the wave to
that
do
is
the
a-
inspire.
Yeah, well, no, this would be the actual action you're sort of taking place during it, which would often. That wouldn't actually necessarily. That's using a skill. That wouldn't necessarily be. I mean, as would probably be a wave normally, but right now we're not going to worry too much about it.
Okay.
Like in a normal one, if you have quick work lets you use it as a specific combat action. So what you want to do is take your fours and you want to use them as a strike.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead on your thing, go ahead and put the 24 into where the die roll is. And do that where the strikes are in the blue. So the blue has like a main and a secondary attack.
Yeah, and I don't have a
Main
secondary
attack.
right now.
Yeah, so you put the 24 there. So your total is 34.
Okay.
So they get to roll to essentially try to resist.
Okay.
Now they don't have a river, so here with them, I just take my 22. I go to the minion. You'll see there's the Mook 1. I'm using the Mook because that's the first one I heard. Even though I've never played Feng Shui, but the first time I heard about Mook rules was through that. So they have a total of 27. What's your damage bonus?
My damage bonus is 5.
5. So their toughness is 5, so that will cancel out. So one of the I'm using a couple of home rules. to help.
That's from my weapon.
Oh, there's also one from your martial art.
I do not have any from the martial art.
Okay, so and you're not using your weapon.
Right.
Okay, so it's a
Yeah.
0. So essentially, it will reduce your level by 5 as far as to see how much ripples they take. Now with lesser legends and with minions, they simply have you do enough ripples, they're taken out. It's more complicated with you and with the enemies that are on your level or at least rank 4. It's a little bit different. So with one of them here, so your total was how much again? Or actually, I can look here. Your total is 34.
Mm-hmm.
My total is 27. Technically is with the plus 5, and I'll just put that here to remind myself because of the difference, is a 32. You have 2 more than they do.
Okay.
And if you look, I put this up on the top right, I believe. Yeah, so, or I'm sorry, not top right. Top sort of middle. If the 0 to 9 means you do 1 ripple. However, to make combats go faster, I'm doing a thing, the house rules I'm using, you double the ripples.
Okay.
You add the strength minus the toughness to your total to see how many ripples are done. So essentially, or damage. Because otherwise damage doesn't happen until someone, like, a rippling roll happens.
Okay.
So this means your damage actually makes a difference versus someone's toughness, so both of those become more important stats.
Okay.
Otherwise, they're not used terribly often. So those come in, and then we also double the ripples done. So for one of them, they've gone from a total of 8 ripples they can take down to 6. And then I just remove... So then hopefully, what they should all do is show up as green if they're used, so then we can just erase the die roll.
I can erase the die roll now?
Yep, because you have used the thing, done the damage. You've basically done a ripple, like as you one of the 6 guys in that group, it bang hits him in the forehead. You said you kicked something at him.
Like a stool. The stool. I kicked up I kicked it up into the air, and then while it was in the air, kicked it again.
Yeah, so you're just like, shoot, bam, and just knocks one of them down. Like the dude is.
Yeah, and then I gently set down my cup, like it barely makes a whisper on the table. Thank you. That was quite refreshing.
Either Pale Orchid or Lone Sparrow. What do you do?
So this guy was like, "Yo, I'm the fucking leader of this bunch." Starts acting all fucking amazing, but is like a bit unimpressive.
Mm-hmm.
I want to jump up there if I can.
That will have to be next turn because, right now you're separated. Now you could flood a die from your river if you wanted to use one of the dice from your river if you wanted to. Well, actually, you don't have the thing to expand your sword yet. You have to actually get glory for it.
Yes.
Yeah. So you do, however, have 2 sets of mooks, and you've just seen one of them get basically popped in the face with a chair.
That's true. So you say there was 3 people per group, or is it just 6?
It's a variety of people.
Okay.
The most important thing is right now they have 8 ripples per person. However, anytime you do one, basically I'm doubling the ripples that you do so that stuff will go faster, and also adding whatever your strength is to so strength and toughness actually work in more. It's added to the once you figure out if you succeeded or not, then you add the difference between strength and toughness.
Okay.
So if you don't manage to hit or if they block successfully, they block successfully. But if you actually manage to strike where you could do damage, we see what that difference is, and that could make it where you're doing more or less because of
What exactly do you mean when you say flood the river? Sorry.
So you basically use one of the dice. Like you basically spend a die without actually using it to add to something.
Okay, and you said
So flooding the river is just going, I'm going to use this die, but it doesn't add anything. I'm just getting rid of it. It gives me this bonus. That's a super common thing for weapons. Most of your weapons give you something like that.
Did you say I could? Oh wait, no. You said I would have to wait till next turn to jump up there.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's punch a mook because I feel like punching a mook. God, I feel like there's a mook like real close by.
Mm-hmm.
And goes to like put a hand on her shoulder or something.
Okay.
Because she's totally ignoring them, right? She's just looking up at Tiger Shark. I think she turns around and just hits him in the stomach with the pommel of her sword really fucking hard.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll. And also, during this thing, like Oren, for example, if you want to make your roll now and then decide what you do, you can. Like what I'm going to suggest is when we're actually in combat, everyone makes their attack roll at once, and it gives you some time to go. Like if you want to put it in the little grayed out area, you could put, here's what I rolled. I can then decide where they want to go, as opposed to waiting for your turn to decide. It can make that part go faster.
All right, then I'll just roll right now. I've got an idea of what I want to do.
Oh, also question.
Dice.
Okay.
Nice! 27.
Okay, so if I were to take can I use the dice on my river and also the same dice if it's not on my river? So, for example,
yes, yeah, you basically let's say whatever your river is, what, 10s?
so if I roll,
let's say you roll 2 more 10s. You could be like, I'm gonna have a 40
okay, that's dope.
plus whatever. My
So I'm
stats
rolling just R4, right? Cool.
Mhm.
There's a.
Yeah, basically, anytime you roll, and with very few exceptions, just click that button and it rolls what you need.
Yeah, so I'm gonna roll 30 then because I have 3d10. So like he puts his hands on my shoulder, and I immediately turn around and just pommel him in the stomach.
Okay, so on your character,
Yeah.
on the Wulin combat sheet, go ahead and put your 30 in on the strike, and the strikes are the blue, and the ones below it, which you won't really need probably for these ones so much, are where if you want to spend some extra things to like fuck up their ability to attack, their skills, which will sometimes make a difference because like all the Marvels tend to use skills to bonus, like for might or finesse or something like that. If you want to knock somebody back,
Yes.
like if you have an extra thing, you could actually like knock them like the entire thing back into the next the main floor, or possibly even up onto where Tiger Shark is.
Okay. So how would I do that? Sorry.
So yeah, sort of my suggestion is you got everything else is single ones, so you can't put those in there.
Oh, okay.
So essentially,
if I had another set, I could use them up.
Yeah, your main attack can be a single die.
Okay.
Any of the others, like the either a secondary attack, if you have something that lets you have a secondary attack, or any of those Marvels, which those usually use skills.
Yes.
And like depending on how you describe it will depend on the skill. Those ones you can put sets in to do multiple things. So let's say you have 3 sets.
Yes.
I could be like, I'm going to hit this person. I'm then going to like spin around and kick this person, essentially in a pressure point to make it so that their dodge is reduced. And then I'm going to, if you've got like an energy attack you can do because you've got like something lets you do like a flame attack, I am then going to then hit that same person in the face with a flame attack. You get to use multiple sets. Like once you make the roll, I have several sets. I'm going to do this, and this.
Okay, cool. But so I only have one set.
So you have 55. They have a 28, which with their Oh, just describe how you do it. Well, it won't make much of a difference. But when you describe how you do it, it'll depend if it should be blocked or dodged. Oh, you said you grabbed them and did what?
They put a hand on my shoulder to be like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing?" And I just turn around and like, not even being flashy about it, just sink my pommel into their gut.
Okay, so that makes me sound like something where like it'd be better for them to sort of dodge than block, because they've got one hand already on your shoulder. Trying to then block would be a little more difficult. So I'm putting their dodge. Their total is 33. What's your damage total?
Is there a sum up of that anywhere?
+5. Do you get any bonus for the sword? No, you have no. It's at the bottom.
So my damage is 5 from my martial arts, and that's it.
Okay, their toughness is 5, so that evens out in the wash. So you've hit a 55 versus a 33, so there's a 22-point difference. Mm-hmm. So the 22-point difference, we look up at the top, it'd be 2 ripples and an immediate rippling roll, but they don't use rippling rolls, which is what you like more powerful ones do. But since we're doubling it, they actually take 4 out of their 8 ripples.
Jesus.
So it's essentially like you actually managed to hit more than one, like, and maybe like throw something up where a few of them kind of get knocked on their asses.
So it like hits them hard enough that they're just instead of just like sinking to their knees, like really hurt, like in proper like shitty like over the top martial arts, they go flying back into their friends.
Yep, and if you had an extra set, you could have knocked them all back into where Lone Sparrow is. Then Lone Sparrow might have been like, "Oh, thank you."
Actually, if you can do that, that would be amazing.
I don't have another set, I'm afraid.
Because I've got a thing.
All right, and then Lone Sparrow.
Okay, so if I'm reading this correctly, I've got a pair of 7, so I'll put that forward as like my initiative, because that.
No. And initiative's already been taken care of.
Oh.
All of that, because basically we're sort of treating this as the action part of the round.
Okay.
Because because like the whole like moving across to enter, and the initiative that all takes place before the action.
Okay, so I'm just going to assume that my initiative is higher than my targets.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, like they automatically lose. Like the most that they can. So I can do this. Like how much higher does it have to be?
Oh, it just says if it is higher. Well, I'm talking about different. I've got a different skill out of Shadow.
Well, for our purposes, they were essentially not expecting anything.
Okay.
So we'll say they essentially had like a, what is their speed? The speed of the mooks is 5, so they would have had we'll say a 15 speed, a 15 initiative.
Okay, that's not what I was after, because that's the breaking waves thing, and I'm not going to bother with that right now, because I know I'm higher than that. The shadow catching has one that if my initiative is higher than the target of my attack, my style strike bonus goes to 10 from 5.
Yeah, then that will be true for you.
Okay, then what I'm going to do, and I will activate the 10s from my thing if necessary, because I think this is hilariously cool and I want to be able to do it, is I'm going to take, like, because he said, like, if we're friends, like, drink up and all that, I'm going to take just, like, a mug of whatever is on the nearest table, kind of, like, toast it, knock it back, toss the glass in the air, and then seemingly disappear as I start moving. Just from the speed, and I'm going to activate, if I've got this correct, my... Where is the name of the ability? My Nine Suns has an ability called Casting of Golden Feathers, which allows me to make anything, my attacks, area attacks, which goes up against everything in the area that I'm in. So,
two things. One, you've only got one in there, but area attacks give you an extra... do extra damage to minions.
Do extra damage to what?
They do I believe area attacks do extra damage to minions. Let me double check. Because right now there's only a single one in your... area minions is not going to bring me up anything. Area attack. So I'm going to double check, because I believe they do an extra one...
That's gross, and I love it.
That's
yeah.
great.
So actually, unit of minions take an extra ripple per unit. So
per unit?
Well, there's only. Well, the thing is, there's only one in your area right now.
Isn't there a
However,
guy on the stairs there, or does he count as like outside?
He's outside. Like next turn, this guy here on the outside, and these ones that showed up because of the interesting times, they're going to try to move their way in. Now the fun thing is, in your initiative, you could decide I'm going to kick a table in front of them so they can't come in.
Could I spend the extra pair to kick all of these guys so hard they go flying outside into the other guys?
Yes, that is called a knockback marvel. What's your so what you would do on this? What's your might?
My might is...
By the way, I totally forgot to say that I did 3 10s last turn, so I also want interesting things. Interesting.
I thought we did we did that for you. We did that. Wasn't that where the other ones?
That was
appeared?
my
Or
interesting
that-
times.
Oh, you want interesting times. Okay, yeah. So as you hit that, the waitress screams and actually falls over a portion of the. Let me see if I can just bring up a. I'm trying to find a. I'll go with this. She screams and falls into the lake.
Good job.
Like she's freaking out. So she falls in, and your worry is you kind of see she doesn't look like she necessarily knows how to swim.
Oh, great. Okay.
So now also do take you get another point of chivalrous Joss for that.
Just...
Yeah. I've got... My might is +5.
Okay, so go ahead if you want to go ahead and put +5 in the bonus.
Is there a place where I should
on there?
say what my job
And then go ahead.
is?
You get the 3
But, like,
3 to
is
start
there
off with, so you'll have a
place to
total of
note it
4.
down?
Yes, in your character sheet.
In
Roll 20.
Yeah, just make it on your character sheet, or if,
There is a spot for it in Roll 20 for it. Above your virtues.
So, Oren, what you want to do is go ahead and put it into the spreadsheet. So you put it in the spreadsheet, the nice thing is the green pops up, and that tells me, okay, I can easily just look across and go, here's where they have to defend.
Okay, so... I'm going to take off push to talk while I'm in the spreadsheet, because I can't hold X and click things.
You know what? We're not hearing people behind you now.
Yeah, you can leave it off for now. I think you're good.
Okay, then. That's fine. Okay, so if I'm going with... So, I just want to hurt as many people as possible. So, let's go... So, it's the 27, because I have the pair of 7s, and why are you doing this spreadsheet? Anyway.
Yeah, so just put it in the die roll for, like, say, the strike, and then for the knockback,
Okay, so
I'd put that, and then put the 5 for your bonus for the knockback.
Okay, so go strike is 27. The martial arts bonus is +10 in this case.
Don't add that there. Add that to the technique bonus.
Okay.
Or either add it to the technique bonus and remove it, or just add it directly to what you write down. Because the thing is what's in the martial art bonus, that's going to appear depending on what you put for the martial art. If you fuck with that, I don't know what's going to happen. It might mess with the formula a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll get rid of the formula. So yeah, either I might just add it to your river, or to what you put on the die roll, right?
Okay.
So if you turn the die roll to 32.
No, the technique bonus that's in there right now is my hands, I think?
Yeah. So basically just make the river 32. That'll give you the +5.
Make river 32. What is it?
Not river. I'm sorry, because the river's right. The die roll.
Okay.
Change the die roll to 32.
Okay.
So yeah, basically, if you've got a thing like that, just add it to your die roll directly.
Okay, and then...
So that way you don't have to worry about removing.
And then go down to
So
knockback and add 5?
Yeah, and then put 5 in maybe the technique bonus. Knockback will normally be might. Like, occasionally it'll be something else. If you want to go ahead and put your might in knockback and just keep it there, that will usually be fine.
Can I... Since I've got 10s to use, and I rolled a 10 that I can store for later, can I flood 1 die from my river to force rippling checks?
Yeah. Well, they don't actually take.
Okay, if
rippling
they don't
checks.
take rippling, then I won't bother with it.
Yeah, minions and lesser legends, which Tiger Shark is, don't take minion. Don't do rippling.
Okay.
checks.
That would, and I need to spend chi in order to get any other bonuses from like the Nine Suns thing, or are those just part of it?
The what?
Because
Which one?
like Nine Suns has like one like Hu Yi's arrows that just says you have a +10 bonus to strike.
That, go ahead and put in the technique bonus. Anything you have that's a permanent thing, throw into your technique
Okay.
bonus.
Then we are at 52. Then I need to take.
Okay.
I need to put dodge somewhere. Dodge is footwork.
No, you don't need. No. You don't need dodge. You then put the other ones into your knockback.
Anyway,
So put the other. You don't worry about dodge. Put the other set into your knockback.
the other set. Oh, the
You had 2 sets, right?
right. I was gonna burn the ones from the river because I wasn't, or the river because I didn't have another proper set.
Oh, I thought you did. Okay, yeah. So if you're throwing them, let me check your stuff. Okay, so in this one, you got the 27. Did you want to put all 3 of them into the knockback?
All
Or
three.
did you want to knock them back, or did you want to use the zeros to flood for a special ability? You actually could do a little bit of both. You could flood one and then put 2 10s for a knockback if you wanted to.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, so go ahead and put a 20 down for the knockback and add your might.
Okay, so that's 25,
Okay,
and
and
the other 10 goes. I didn't.
with the other 10s.
didn't-
Oh, for the rippling roll, which doesn't happen.
Yeah,
because they don't use rippling.
Then-
Roll. You might as well make that 35.
Okay.
Because they've got a 16, which actually is just enough normally to stop them from being pushed out.
Okay.
If you have an extra, if you put the extra 0 in, you will actually knock them out
Okay.
of the thing.
Yeah, and that's 3 zeros for uses.
Okay. So you put 30 in there. What direction do you want to knock them back in?
In traditional Wulin style, I want to knock these guys backwards through the doors, and that kind of like scene where the moose approach because there is commotion going inside and they're going to stop it, and they stop on the stairs and their buddies all come flying out as like the guy's just standing there.
Okay. So you succeeded by 19 for your attack, 52 to 33, which means you'll do two ripples. Did you have something that increased the ripples, or oh no, his area attack, so 4 total. As they go flying, one of them actually has like he's got some pretty high alcohol wine. So if you want to take this as the interesting times, which also will give you destiny, you'll get an extra chivalrous joss as well. But what it's going to do is it's going to start in the fireplace. It's going to start a fire.
Yeah, I'll take it. Like,
No.
Okay. So make a note that you have one more chivalrous joss.
okay.
Literal fire.
God damn it.
Okay, so
The fire has started over here, and we'll make a note that the current intensity of it, we're going to start as 10.
okay. I do believe I gain entanglement.
Yeah. So
We'll deal with that.
One entanglement.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll like you keep that to spend later
Okay.
because that's when you well if you have enough I'll but you
We'll
can
deal
spend
with
that one.
I'll just make a note for like interesting times entanglement.
Okay. So at this point, you now have the 2 sets up here. You have the girl who's out here possibly drowning because she freaked out and fell over. Because interesting times makes things more
Learn to
interesting.
swim, damn it.
You have Tiger Shark who's up there freaking out a little bit. So beginning of next round, there's a point it's like, kill them! And what's going to happen is you've got 3 sets of people. So I'm going to make their rolls real quick. This is for Tiger Shark. He's got 2 5s he can actually put in his river. Because Tiger Shark does get a river as a lesser legend. However, he is then going to he is going to try to jump down. So his total on that one, he's always got 2 8s. So it'll be his wave to move down is going to be included with footwork. So you'll notice that there's did the green not? Did not go green. I need to fix that. But he's got a 33 to jump down. That can be stopped. The other ones, we've got a couple things that they're just trying to move inside. That's the only thing I can put down for the mooks. So one set of mooks, and I'm just going to make this. I'm going to put some text next to them because their footwork is a 5. So we have a 16 from the ones who are trying to come in from the kitchen. We have, for the ones that are still pretty well up, they actually have a 25, so that makes a 30 total. And the other two have a 24, so that makes 29 total. They are all trying to just come into the main room. Now, you can stop them if you can actually beat those. So if you decide you want to stop them from coming in, you explain how. You actually get to make an action roll, or during one of your actions, you could do something to stop one of them from entering. And then Tiger Shark is trying to jump down. The two of them that are on the balcony will be able to attack or something, but they don't roll for initiative. So at this point, everyone gets to roll for initiative. You can also do stuff with your river on that. And then put forward, decide, like, you'll actually see a point up top. Go ahead and put in what your initiative is. If you are doing a wave, now wave is something you are doing, not you trying to stop someone else. No one's spent chi, so we don't have to focus on breath as of yet. But you guys make those rolls, put those there. I'll be right back in just a second.
Okay, I have to pee real quick, so I will be right back.
Holy shit! Hell yeah! I got a 30-something.
32.
Hello!
Oh,
Hello.
that's a 34 right there.
There's a 34 and a 25.
Wow. Do you remember if we can put single die in our initiative?
don't know.
No, I think that's the one that can't be single die.
God damn it.
Those have to be pairs, I think. You put a 26 and keep a 32 for something else.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'll do, I guess, if I have to do that, but...
Be right back.
Cool. I'm gonna put out this fire. Well, I've got, like, a paddle for a sword, so I'm going to literally, like, from the patio, like, strike the water so hard in a certain way that water shoots onto the fire.
You can jump down and save her and put out the fire.
No, that's too many actions, dude. Solve your own shit.
God damn it, okay.
Like, I gotta choose one of these. But she did. I was just talking to her. Listen, if I save her, will you put out the fire?
No promises.
I
will
also...
I will
Already
throw
things are breaking
Chuck
down.
into the fire.
And I'm back.
Cool. Orin stepped away for a second. But, quick question. Do we have to spend sets on initiative, or can we spend a single dice?
No, initiative can be a single die, and remember, you will automatically have initiative in this case. Because none of the ones here, like Lesser Legends and Minions, cannot win initiative. The only thing that can happen is, and I already put some in the river, like, if minions are doing a wave, like in this case, some of them are trying to come into the room, they make a roll to get what that wave is, and Lesser Legends, which Tiger Shark's level is basically a Lesser Legend. He doesn't count as much as you all do. He's technically same rank, basically, but he's never going to be on the same level.
So,
unless he becomes more interesting and we decide to keep him, in which case...
So the initiative is just between us three then?
Yeah. Now, if there are other full-fledged members of the Wulin, yeah, then you want to go ahead and... Like, your initiative might matter. Right now, initiative is just for you to throw a single die in there. And then it can help decide, like, what order people go. And if you want... If the players want to go in front of someone else, if there's not, like, someone else in the way, I am totally fine with people kind of holding their initiative but still going after. Like, I'll go after you, but before so.
Do we want to, like, declare objectives? Because I might be faster at getting a drowning girl out of a lake than putting out a fire.
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
If you're going to save the girl, I'll put out the fire.
Okay.
If that's between the two of those objectives, you would rather save the girl, you go for it.
Yeah, I don't really have anything that puts out the fire. I can make the fire infinitely worse.
Oh, I know how to put out a fire. You're gonna love this method for putting out a fire.
Yeah, and I've already proven I can walk on water pretty readily, so...
Alright, well, I put my 8 to my initiative, so I have 13 initiative.
Okay. Yeah, and we can kind of look here. That's weird that you're not showing up. They should all show up green. Doesn't matter too much. We got 2 15s and a 13, so that won't matter too much. Some people put for waves. Oh yeah, some of you are trying. So who is trying to move out?
I will move out through zones.
Okay, so you're going to what? Get the girl out of the lake?
Yeah, and I've got a lot of dice that say I can do that.
What's your actual total? You might literally have enough,
like,
to go out, grab her, and then still come
like
back.
if I put my maximum, which I can put, I've got 3 4s, so I've got 34, and then 15, 19. I can get 59.
Okay, here's the fun thing. If you, so 10, like I said, that would be 60. Oh shit! If you
spent to cheat,
wait,
right?
No, if you spend 2 chi, does your weapon give you a? Do you have like a weapon that gives you a footwork bonus, or you could use like just unarmed?
Yeah, unarmed is my weapon, but
okay.
unarmed.
So unarmed,
yeah, unarmed
gives you a +5.
Yes, it does. But I think that might be included already
on your tech, because your footwork. No, wait a minute. Your footwork bonus, your technique bonus down here is the 15 shows up there. The technique is the bonus you get from your external technique.
Yeah,
have you added? Have you added the one for?
I think I messed with it and put it in the formula part, like mix those two, because like my bonus from that is just style speed becomes 15.
Okay, so style speed becomes 15. Plus, you got the 5 for your. So, do you have anything else that gives you the technique bonus? Oh, no, maybe.
And I do have.
Because you got the 10 there. So anyway.
Oh, there is another +5 from Cry of the Golden Crow.
So it looks like that and your. So shadow catching is normally 10, but yours has been raised up to 15.
Yeah. Then I've got Cry of the Golden Crow, which is +5 from my internal.
Do me a favor, change your footwork back to whatever it is normally for shadow catching. Okay. But then add that to the technique bonus.
Okay, I think that stays.
Just so it would move it to 15.
Yeah.
So your technique bonus will become 15, and does that include your unarmed?
Yeah, I think that does if I've got it correct.
Okay. So with the 59, if you spent 2 chi, you'd be at 69, which would actually let you go. Tell you what, it would be a single point, so I'm going to give it to you. If you want, you can actually go grab her, use one set to grab her, and then still be back on the balcony if you want to. Like if you have an extra set on your actual action roll to attack someone on the balcony or do something like that.
Oh yeah, I've got 20. I've got a 25 still on that. So.
Yeah. So the thing is, or wait, let's also remember when you got a set in your river, or no. Because this is just for initiative in the wave. So are you putting some of those into your river?
I think I can't use the ones I put in my river. So my river's.
No, so remember.
I don't think I'm loading anything in the the only thing that goes in the river that if I'm going to attack as well, I think the only thing that doesn't go into the river or that isn't used is the 10.
Unless you haven't used it, there's nothing in your river right now. You used it last turn.
I did use it last turn.
Okay, so your river is empty. If you have extras,
yeah,
which you do, you could actually float those in. You could float the 2 5s in there.
I thought the 2 5s would be for the attack after I save the girl, unless that's all.
No. So the only thing you do in the very beginning of the round, it's initiative. Basically, it's everything above the yellow. It's just initiative. It's a wave if you're doing something, and then it's if you want to put some extra stuff to breathe back more chi.
Okay, then the only initiative that I'm blowing right now is just like the 7, so we can. Oh wait, the wave is movement.
Yeah, the wave is you going out grabbing her.
Okay, then that's the 3 4s. Then
yeah, so throw those 2 5s in your river.
Okay.
And you actually will be able to get back to do something in your like basically you're going to be fast enough to go out, grab her, come back because it's only a 1 point difference. I'm going to give it to you to come back, and then you will then be able to do something on the balcony. Cool. So for everyone else, what are the rest of you doing?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. So
Not the attack, but just like, are you doing a wave?
yeah, so
Are you
wave is a
moving or just
movement
initiative?
or making an action to change the environment. Because
Yep.
I'll say what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do was go out to the water side, draw my big ass sword, and strike the water in such a way that it like curves and splashes into the building onto the fire to put it out.
Cool. Because of the distance, I'm gonna make the fire. You basically have to have at least a 20, and then it sounds like what's your wave total? That sounds like probably might, because usually those are skills that you use. Let me just pull up the skills real quick. So that sounds like the skill that would make the most sense there.
Like maybe not maybe finesse, because I'm like striking the water in such a precise way that it angles.
Yep, that sounds good. So you add your finesse to your bonus, and you want at least a 20 to put out the fire.
I've got 52.
Fucking hell, yeah, that fire is going to be gone.
I got good footwork.
Yeah, and then basically that technically doesn't happen until we get past the initiative into when your turn happens. But you'll be putting out the fire unless someone can stop you, but nobody can unless Xander decides to be a dick. And then Xander, what are you doing?
Okay, so you said we can stop people from moving.
If you want to stop people from like entering or something, because so the numbers they've got down, like Tiger Shark, I put his in his wave. So his wave is a 33. That's for him to leap down. He's leaping down to where he thinks Lone Sparrow's going to be, but Lone Sparrow's not going to be there when he jumps down. Lone Sparrow's going to actually be on the patio with y'all. I'm sorry, that actually happens on your action. Don't worry about that yet. Do you want to stay on the patio? Or do you
I'll
want to,
move into the room where he's going to drop down then, I guess.
Okay, so all you need for that is a 10. On your wave, and the wave there is that'll be footwork.
Okay, so my footwork is already at 10.
Yeah, so
Do I need to
basically just
spend
put
anything?
you can just put a set. Basically, you need to put a set there as opposed to a single die.
Okay, so then the only set I can spend is 2 6s. So.
And this is, for example, like at Fear of the Con at one point, 2 of the players decided they wanted to they wanted to balance a glass of wine on the back of their hands. Because I used basically this same fight to start off with, and they didn't come across the river though. But yeah, they 2 of them decided they didn't want to actually like fight, so they put those on the back of their hand. And what they started doing was actually like disrupting enemies' attacks, like lowering their strike and their other stuff instead. But each turn they had to put a set from their initiative from the initiative stuff into amount to keep it from falling. Because their contest was if either of us drop if either of us spill a drop, we owe the other one something.
Okay.
I can't remember what it was.
Nice.
It's a similar thing. So you're putting it into here. Mm-hmm. So that's for you to move into the main room.
Yeah.
Okay, and at that point you'll be able to possibly stop other ones from coming in if you wish.
Okay.
All right. So everyone kind of does their thing. Who's got the highest initiative? I'm guessing
I do.
Lone Sparrow. Okay.
I did not put points
So
in
you-
initiative tonight.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and move yourself into the main room. No one is there to stop you.
So
Now-
Lone Sparrow's
So right now, no one's around. Do you want to try to stop people from entering that main room? Oh, actually, so at this point, I'm sorry, a little helpful. Everyone go ahead and roll one more time, and this is going to be your action total. I would put this in the gray area. I'm going to make a roll for, say, Tiger Shark.
Okay, roll.
Okay.
Damn!
Holy
Damn!
Interesting times indeed.
God.
So, mooks. I'll make a note here. Mook 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Oh, shit. 7, 7. Oh, what the hell? Oh, 8, 9, 10. For some reason, it kept rolling. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total mooks. Mook 2. 1, 2, 3, 7, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7. Oh, holy fuck! 1, 2, 3, 4. Mook 3. 1, 5, 5. 5, 7, 7, 8, 9. 4. Mook 5. And 1, 3, 6, 7, 7, 9, 10. And 1, 1, 2, 7, 7, 8, 10. Okay, so I've got the and I'm going to go the mooks as far as their numbers. I'm just going to go clockwise, starting with this one up here. So that will be the 1 through 5.
Okay.
All of you get to go first. So yeah, you end up first. So what happens is, if you want to stop someone from coming down, so Tiger Shark going down, if you want to stop him, you have to beat a 33 total. For the other ones, you'll notice that there is a 29, there's a 30, and there's a 16 who they're trying to come in. So what you can do is you can put that as far as break, if you want to put it up on waves, or use some of those, you can put sets to stop them from making their way in.
So you have to use a set
what I would
to stop them.
Yeah, what I suggest is Plum Blossom and Lone Sparrow. If you haven't, make your roll and go ahead and put it in the gray
Oh,
area.
I made the roll. I just didn't put it in the gray area yet.
What is the gray area?
Yeah.
Oh, that.
So the gray area is your attack roll. So it lets you put it there, so that way you can kind of do it immediately and then make decisions. So once your turn comes around, you've made some decisions on what to do, and you're not waiting until then to roll. Like you may have to roll like defense in between, and that's fine. But it means you're not the mage who doesn't look down at their spells until the actual thing happens.
10, 10, 10.
God.
All right, so Pale Orchid.
So
What? So you're down there. Nobody's able to stop you going down there. And what is it that you do? So you've got a set of 3s, and I don't know if you've got any. Oh, you have nothing left in your river.
nope.
Okay, so you have a set of 3s that you can use. Do you want to, like, you could stop someone from coming in? You could throw those in your river and just wait for people to come in?
That's the point. Can I technically wait on the same turn? Can I wait for him to jump down, and then me like punch him in the face?
Do you want to basically hold your initiative until he comes down?
Yeah, like I want to
Okay.
be there immediately in front of him when he lands.
Okay, so tell you what, take a moment. We'll basically move your initiative. Let's keep you up here for now.
Okay.
You're waiting to get down. And all the rest of them go last, so it doesn't matter
Yeah,
that
no
much.
worries.
So let's hold yours. He'll be able to come down, and you're waiting for him. So you're going to stay there until he gets down. It will also mean probably that everybody else gets inside the room because you don't have anything to stop them really.
Nope.
But you might be able to hit one of them. So you're going to hold your initiative.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So whose next initiative is Lone Sparrow?
There are guys to punch here, I believe.
With your fucking sword hands.
My sword hands.
Wait, so it counts as sabers, right? Like your hands.
Yeah,
are
my hands are
sabers.
also sabers.
Like constantly?
Constantly.
God!
They count as combined weapons.
Fuck.
How do you hug? How do you hug?
I used my chi and killed my girlfriend.
Anyway, there are guys out on this balcony with us, right?
Yeah, there's the two groups out. And actually, if you use area effect,
Yeah, that's the intention.
yeah, a lot of times area effect lets you. Let me check one thing real quick, because with area attacks, usually cannot exclude anyone, so be careful when using them around friends. If you flood one die from the river, you may make it selective, allowing you to pick people who won't be affected. So if you use one die from your river, you don't have to hit cold.
Yeah, I'll flood one of the 5s out of my river, so that
I might actually have something that lets me dodge it really easily.
I'm gonna throw like 30 into this.
Oh no, I could have taken that for the fox spirit thing, but I took I can add strike after a roll thing.
Okay.
Alright, so we'll get rid of the...
Yeah, so if you want to flood a die so you don't hit...
Yeah, I'll flood a 5 out so I don't hit my friend.
And actually, right now, both of them are on the balcony. Yes, so you come back with the girl probably in your hand. You're like, whew, dip in, and you're back in. Like the other two of you are amazed at how quickly that just happened.
Just kind of politely set her down. Just like, wait here, just one more second, please, and then just start the flash footwork to kill everyone.
Okay, go ahead.
So you're gonna hit us as well?
No,
because
I spent the thing so I don't have to. Because I don't have another action I really want to do this turn, and I've still got a pair in case I'm caused to dodge, I'm just going to burn all 3 10s.
Okay, so what's your total?
Let's plug things in. So this is strike, so that starts with 30. So looks like 50. Oh no, I had the +5 to this because that's where the bonus for going faster than everybody else lives. So looks like 55. I really have to strip and recalculate this later because I've made a mess of where things go.
Okay.
Because I don't know if that includes my saber hands.
God.
Yeah, so let me put those in the wrong place.
Anyway.
So I got really lucky. One of them actually rolled a 38. They rolled 3 8s. The other one rolled a 21. So your total is a 55.
It's a 55.
So, 55. So, on those ones, what happened is, let me actually pull the cheat sheet so I just have that in front of me with the rippling roll amount. Nope, I'll put it up at the top. So, with your 55, that means you succeeded by 22, which we double to actually take out. So, the first group, the one on the far left, that group gets completely taken out.
Ah!
So that group gets completely taken out. The other group has a total of 36 against your 55, so that is a 19. And that 19 means they take 1 rippling, so they take 2. Oh no, I'm sorry. What's your damage versus their toughness? What's your damage?
Oh man, my damage is not very high because I am
It's 5.
It's
they
like
have a 5 toughness. So
yeah. Oh, it's like 10.
yeah, so
Because I
That's
have short
high.
hands.
oh
10?
So that actually raises it up. So they take 4. So they're down to 2. You actually like scatter several. Like that group is barely hanging on at this point. Like all the way around this area attack that you managed. I would say Pale Orchid and Plum. Like you see the hands like just miss you a lot. As you're just kind of going fucking crazy, and are you still holding? Tell me, or describe it. I don't know if you're still holding the girl that you've brought back with you, the serving girl.
Yeah, just still there. I forgot to put her down.
God!
He's like, fuck, and you kind of look around, and there's like 3 people left standing, looking a little shocked. All right, that is your go. And then we can go to, I believe, Colt.
Yeah. So there's like the guys that are still left in this zone. Are they like standing up? Are they like?
There's like 2 people. Basically, there's only 2 ripples left on them. Like if you, it won't take much to, especially since we double the ripples, they're gonna probably go down pretty quickly. Yeah. So if you want to, yeah, there's just a couple people left from that one group of mooks.
Okay.
Or minions.
Oh fuck! I need to find quick work. Basically, I just want to quick work them into just like fucking just like giving up. Like, I very slowly saunter over to them, my sword slung over my back. I just like right in front of their faces, like both of my hands on the hilt, and just it would be best for you if you kneeled on the ground and prostrated yourself and begged for forgiveness.
Holy fuck! Sorry. Go ahead and make your roll. I rolled 1, 2,
Holy
3, 4,
shit.
5. I rolled 54 for them. They have a 0 bonus because with quick work, what happens is you're using your inspire. They're using their confidence. They have a 0 confidence.
Okay.
So, but the thing is, I rolled like a motherfucker.
Okay,
on
185.
So they have a 54.
It's just like secret arts in combat. This is an alternative to a physical attack, not a complement to it.
If you want to put it down under one of the marvels and then just put the whatever your bonus is.
Well, I'm just wondering if I roll. Do I roll again, or do I use this combat roll?
No. You roll again because you rolled and everyone does a roll for initiative and does their stuff, and now we're into the action. So you make
you had us roll that already. You put it up.
Yes, no. So that's the roll that you use.
Bad news, fellas. I got 36, and then plus 5 for the inspire.
It's really weird because you're like that. Work.
But. So that's a 41. What did they get?
The roll itself 1, 2, 3, 4, a 54.
I don't think I have the math with like chi and stuff to get above that, do I?
No, the chi here doesn't help. That chi was for Lightfoot in particular. So yeah, I rolled 5 4s and 2 8s. Like what I rolled was crazy.
Like you rolled wild.
Yeah, like it was one of those things where you're just like that probably should.
Oh, my inspire's 10, like so 46. Wait, 46
against their
54. How much can I buy per chi?
Actually, here's what you can do. Do you want to use? You can use your chi to use one of your internal.
Wait! Stop the phone! I have 2 6s in my river. I have a 56.
Oh no! Then
fuck off.
Okay. So the 2 points there because we're doubling the chi stuff. What happens at that point is they just look at each other and the two of them leap over the railing into the lake and start to swim.
I like shrug. I'm like, they didn't say sorry.
And Pale Orchid, were you waiting for everyone to come into the?
Just Chuck. As soon as his feet touch the thing,
he'll be the first one to come down. He's like sort of crackles around him. He's like,
he thinks he looks cool.
I will kill you! And then you leap in. You're gonna leap in after him, so he won't have a chance to attack you.
Cool.
But he could defend. He could defend against.
Basically, I'm just gonna step in and my fist is just gonna smash against his face.
Okay, make your roll.
Just refusing to use your sword.
At the moment, yeah. My hands are also swords, so I have to roll to attack.
Wait! Your hands are also swords?
Yeah.
He has a technique.
God fucking.
So my.
It's also kind of fine. These aren't the people you necessarily try that hard against.
No, it's just really funny. I'm the only one who doesn't have sword hands.
So, am I using?
Hey guys, I'd like sword hands. Those
am I using a set from the attack roll, or am I re-rolling again?
No, so basically, what we're doing when you make those, everyone made the attack roll. That becomes your action.
Yes. Okay.
If you defend, you will roll another. You'll roll again for the defense. Okay. But we make those rolls all at the same time so that you essentially can go, okay, here's what we're going to do.
Okay. So I have 3 3s, so that's 33 for my main attack. I'm going to spend 2 chi to use an internal move that lets me +5 to my strike.
Okay.
Where do I put the bonuses there?
I would go ahead and throw that. Actually, for those ones, if you just want to add them to the die roll, that way you don't have to remember about like removing them from technique bonus. Because I was almost adding a temporary bonus in between, but would also make it so that this thing would be hard to see the whole thing at once because it would push it off the screen. I mean, I've got like an extra wide monitor. Okay. Like if it took up the whole thing, I could see it, but it would get pretty
Messy.
big, pretty quick.
Is there anything else I can do? Just like you can't spend chi to improve strike or anything like that, right? Okay.
No.
That's a 63 strike.
Oh shit! Well, he rolled 2 5, or he rolled a 5, but then I put 2 of his 5s from his river into it, so he has a 40 there. So you hit him with a 23 difference. That 23 difference ends up
4
being,
ripples.
Yeah, 4 ripples. So yeah, as you strike him, so tell me how you struck him again.
So he just lands and is just like thinking he looks like a badass. Just stands up straight and goes, "I will kill you!" And then just in slow motion, just like super like 1,000 frames as like a second, just my hand crippling against his face.
As strikes, he goes flying a little bit. Did you have any extra sets you could use?
No, that was the only one.
Okay, because if you had extra sets, you could either knock him back, or you might even be able to do like marvels. Because at this point, since nobody stopped them, everyone else is going to enter.
Yeah.
That sort of main room. Now the fire is gone. Basically, it's totally free up on the balcony. You're down in that main room now, and you have a bunch of nervous looking people. Kind of hanging out. So at this point, if you want to make sure, go ahead and erase anything in your die roll section. I think there's actually a way to do like a script that clears specific cells. I don't have it necessarily written correctly, but at the end of a turn, like we could wipe it. But just go ahead and wipe anything you've got in the die roll section. So keep anything you still have left in your rivers. Yeah, so the nice thing is it's definitely making it quicker from my point of view to go, okay, you succeeded by this much, and then I can check this thing. So that's definitely a lot quicker. So we start off with the beginning of the next turn. If you want to roll any of your attack roll that's still in there, get rid of that. So if you want to go ahead and make your initiative rolls, and your initiative rolls, you get to spend some of that on when you want to go, which again, remember, everyone here is going to go. You get to go first before any of them. And some of them you can put in your river, and some of you are going to want to move into the main room. You need a set for that. But like as I said, Orin would be able to like spend 1 set to move in, maybe 1 set into his thing. If you have a particular, well, the other waves won't necessarily matter.
Yep, I'm good.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, well, shit, Colton's got a 36.
Yeah, I'm moving.
Or yeah, Colton. Yeah, I would. So some of you can kind of choose if you want to put some in your river.
Yeah,
go ahead and do that. Remember, it's
that's actually
a
really
single
smart.
die goes. A single die goes into your initiative right now because you'll automatically go first. So why not? There's no reason for Pale Orchid to move because you're already in the same room with everybody else at this point. There's a decent chance that Lone Sparrow's going to do like an area attack, try to fuck up everybody.
Cool.
And then as far as everyone's a move, so I'm just rolling for Tiger Shark. Holy shit, he gets to put 2 8s into his river. All right, I'm assuming the waves are for people to go into.
I think I'm back.
Yes.
Yeah. The only thing is Pale Orchid. You put something into your wave. What were you wanting to do? Or was that left over from last turn?
Hold on, where's that? Oh no, sorry, that was.
Okay.
Let me remove all that.
I think what I'm going to do is I got to double check the thing to clear the cells. I might just hit a thing where I can just hit it and clear all the die rolls out at the end of the turn. Okay, cool. So yeah, you don't necessarily need a set, so you can put stuff in your river. All right, so all of you guys get to go first. Who has the highest initiative? Oh, we're tied. Or
I haven't.
Are we tied?
I'm putting. So you're saying?
Oh yeah, everyone just put.
Yeah, sorry, never mind.
Your initiative and your main attack can both be 1 die.
Oh, they can both be the same die?
No, not the same die. But you can put 1 roll into your initiative. Now your everything below this like orangish line, the like light orange line, Everything above that is on this first roll. Everything below that is on your action roll during your turn. Your initiative can be a single die. You can also choose, like, your main attack could be a single die, and if you want, you could use sets for the other stuff.
Okay.
Damn, now that's an initiative roll.
Also, we're a little bit later than we normally go, just a bit to start. Are you cool with keeping going for tonight, or do you want to leave it to next week?
If we can probably finish this, then... Yeah, we probably have enough time to finish this if we go quick.
Yeah, like I said, this will almost likely be the last.
Yeah, I can go a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine to keep
Actually,
going.
we'll just put the 2 in there because that's the only non-doubled initiative whatever's. Yes.
All right. So who's the highest initiative? It looks to be Lone Sparrow. What do you do?
At 7, I think Pale's actually got higher than me.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you just changed it. It was like a 20. No, it can't be a 2. It'd be a 12. Remember, if it's a 1-2, 1-2 becomes a 12. Also, same thing with Plum Blossom. Yeah, 1-9 is a 19.
So yeah, you do get the initiative.
Yeah, 1-0 is a 10.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, yeah. So it's Lone Sparrow.
Okay, then I'm going to move into the other room because my charge is safe. Finally putting down this girdle I forgot I was holding.
All right, so you leap into that one, and I'm assuming make your attack roll.
Oh yeah, I'm just going to continue this bullshit of like. Okay,
yeah,
so
but basically, like remember to flood one from your river, or actually, did you want to put one of those sets in your river?
Yeah, I'm going to put the. Well, do the sets carry over between sessions, or do we just like?
No, basically the scene they go away at the end of. Scenes.
Okay, then I don't think we'll have very much more. So we'll.
No, I was going to say put a 9 in there just so you have, or 9 or a 7. Put one of those in there just because.
I'm gonna put the 7.
Why not?
We'll put the 7s in there because I don't need them, and then we'll.
Yeah.
And then we'll put the.
Yeah, I use one of those to not hit.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll use one of.
Or pale orchid.
We'll burn one of those to not hit.
Me.
Yeah. And then we'll just turn a 29 strike and start from there.
Okay, make your roll. Or no, remember those 9s. Those 9s are not used for that. Remember, everything you rolled before was for your initiative.
Okay, so now
those
now
all go. Now you make your action roll.
Okay.
So basically, don't put the stuff up into your thing until you make the action roll, which is after we've done initiatives. Actually, everyone can make their action roll right now.
Okay.
I'm not going to make them for the rest of them because I don't know how many of them are actually going to be around when we come to the next. I have a feeling all of them might not be here. Come the next. So at this point, you can go ahead and put them down. Like these are your dice you rolled. And you can decide what you want to do.
Okay. The only pair I have is the 23, so I guess that's what I'm attacking with.
Okay. So I go ahead and put those 3s down. Who are you? This is the area attack.
Yeah. So that's at a 43.
Total of 43. So I'm going to. So this is for first of all Tiger Shark. The most you can put is a block as you're going fucking nuts.
Yeah.
24, 26, or sorry, 29, 25, 28, 29, 25, 28, 26. So, I'll just make a note here. 29, 28, 25, 26. I'll be able to go there. So what's your total? 43?
43.
Okay, so 43. Tiger Shark, who has a 24 against your 43, you've exceeded by more than 20, so that's going to be 4 rippling rolls to that poor bastard. Which I believe. So, like, you hit Tiger, he actually goes flying into like one of the pillars that sort of breaks as he sits there, and he is fucking gone. Like, he just looks at it, and he's like, he starts to literally cry.
Just run up, drop kick his body so hard I can use his body as momentum to keep moving.
So yeah, we've got 34 to 31 against your 43. So with the rest of them, you're doing at least 4, and at least to one of them, you're doing 6. So, I'm sorry. Gone.
You spent a dice to not hit us, right?
Yeah.
Well, actually, not hit because you're not.
All right, I'm
down
not down there yet.
So just plumb.
Yeah, so he'd have 2. So yeah, at this point, as you knock Tiger Shark into one of the pillars, you see the other 2 groups of what's left. Some of the minions just sort of look at each other. There's not a whole lot left. So if you want to leap down, actually that would be Plum or Pale Orchid next.
So Tiger Shark's just fucking crying on the floor.
Yeah, he is out.
Yeah. I just fucking turn and give them a look as if, do they really want to fucking continue? Look at the leader.
Yes. Okay. So in that place, you're just trying to intimidate
Yeah, I just
them?
give them a look like you really want to fucking go right now.
Yeah, and you can see them kind of like
I haven't
backing
even
up.
drawn my sword yet, and you still want to do this?
Okay, so we then go to Plum Blossom.
Alrighty.
You pop down.
God. Yeah, I think Plum Blossom's just gonna like sashay over to Tiger Shark. It's like one step at a time, and is he like slumped on the ground, like sitting?
Yeah, he's a little out of
Yeah,
it. Like, he's not totally unconscious.
I
but
like
There's a
lower
pair of
myself
sandal
down.
marks in the middle of his chest.
Yeah, I like lower myself down so I'm sitting next to him, and just put an arm around him, and like lean in, my lips right in his ear. You really want to call off your men right now, or it's going to get much more unpleasant.
You hear swords hit the ground.
God, I give him like a condescending like kiss on the top of his head and a rub, like tussle his hair. That's good.
Okay, and I think at that point, because we're
And I just fucking knee him
right
in the
now,
face,
30.
like I knock him out.
Yeah, he's pretty much gone at that point. Okay, so then we'll be able to pick up from there. So that's how the basics. Whoa. That's how the basics of the rules work.
Yeah, now that I know like the flow, like the 2 different roles thing threw me off, but now that I got the flow, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think I got it.
Yeah, so the nice thing is, one, by doubling the amount of ripples you did, and also adding the difference between the damage and such, help that go
That
lot
would have been
faster, which I
so
think will be
slow
useful.
otherwise.
Yeah, God.
Now, part of it was I don't think we started until
Like 7:30
Yeah.
Central.
Yeah, we started fairly late, so that was about a 2-hour thing. If we'd had a normal 3 to 4 hour session, that would have been kind of whatever. But yeah, so that's how the rules work, and I think once we're used to it, basically that's how the rules work for the roles work for everything. I think once people are used to it, that stuff happens really quickly. It's also one of those where there's not going to be like a combat every session. Because, it would drive you nuts. We're late enough, I can kind of make a note to hand out some Destiny at the beginning of next session.
I'm glad I just have area attack to move things along.
God, that's what gives you area attack again?
Spreading the golden feathers.
So
Oh shit!
you have to
actually,
spend chi for that
extra.
every time, right?
I have a shit ton of chi.
Yeah, I'm just saying like that's an internal thing to have to spend chi for, right?
Oh, yeah. No, do remind me if it's an area attack, because I forgot. Like
Yeah.
that bottom group would have been taken out as well because area attacks do extra damage to minions.
Yeah.
So literally we wiped everyone.
Yeah. So the cool thing, like here, we didn't have anything like someone knocking someone into a different area. Like the fact that if someone wanted, they could have kicked Tiger Shark back up onto the balcony.
I really want
Like
to
if you've done well enough, you're gonna boom, and if someone had like a flexible weapon or something, you could have then grabbed him and then thrown him back down. They said the one time I did this at Fear of the Con, they kicked Tiger Shark back up onto the balcony. Somebody else with a flexible weapon grabbed him and then brought him back down, and someone else decided to ride him out of the, or basically kick him out of the whole thing itself.
God, so extra. I love it.
So we'll see if the combat and such, when that happens, works okay for us. There are some possibilities to switch to systems if that becomes too slow, but I think that those things will help make it go faster once we're more familiar with it.
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Yeah, because the rest of the stuff actually works. Occasionally you'll make a roll for some stuff here and there, but it's not as involved as this. It's just, it works the same, but you're not usually doing a bunch of back and forths like that.
Yeah.
I have a couple of questions. When you spend chi to do something, you just decrease the current amount, and that's it, right?
You decrease the current amount. Every turn you get back one normal chi. If you had an elemental chi, you get back one of those. You can spend a breath. You can basically spend an action on your initiative to breathe in. And it's one of those things that we should actually put... actually, let's do this real quick. Where it says focus on breath for the technique bonus... we have a priest. Go ahead and put your Wu Wei skill under technique bonus.
Oh, that is...
For the priest. For the courtier, go ahead and put your... Oh, I have the breath there. Just a moment.
I want to say it's...
Let me look that up real quick. Because the thing I forgot to put that on for some of them for some weird reason. It's towards the beginning of the book. Let me just grab it. Breathe. Oh, warriors breathe with hardiness skill, so you can go ahead and put that into the technique bonus. And courtiers use confidence.
Confidence? Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So you can use those if you want to get more chi in a round. You can use one of the actions on your initiative. It is... Let me make a note here. I'll actually go ahead and put some of that information on the thing itself. 20 equals 1, 40 equals 2, 80 equals 3. So if you want to gain some more chi, you can put some stuff in there, and that will get you more chi than just the
So
one.
how do you up cultivation, sorry?
Cultivation happens whenever you spend destiny on martial arts or anything that helps your martial arts. Martial arts, your secret arts of your particular class, and any lore sheets that help martial arts, all that stuff gets spent as cultivation.
And so because you said every round chi goes back up by 1, I'm guessing at the end of a scene it goes back to max.
Basically, like if you've got any time in between, you've had a chance to kind of bring your chi back up.
All right, cool.
Cool. Yeah, so that is basically introduction to the system. Next time, there's a pretty good chance it'll be probably all role playing, and then probably no combat, just to kind of play with the other stuff and also get to play with the characters some.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, it'll kind of depend on what happens.
Sounds good.
Cool. Thank you guys,
Thank you.
and I will catch y'all later.
All right, good night.
Bye.